Okay, so give me two pieces of advice. One piece of advice for how to manage the relationship on trail, and then the off trail component.
Yeah. I mean, I think like really important for a couple that's thinking about through hiking is communicate, talk about the things that could go wrong before you even start hiking. Like talk about your expectations. What's going to happen if one of you is injured? What's going to happen if one of you wants to get off trail? Like deal with some of those things beforehand so you're not on trail like stressing out about like what's going to happen if, I don't know, we need to take a few days off or whatever, you know?
Yeah.
Welcome to Backpacker Radio, presented by The Trek, brought to you by LMNT. I am your co-host, Zach Badger Davis, and sitting to my right is...
Hi, I'm Sass. We did it. We executed opposite day.
It was pretty good.
Nice. Well done.
Thank you.
You do better me than me does me.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You're welcome.
A few reminders before we get to today's interview. First is, if you're taking on a long-distance trek in 2026 and you want to be part of the baddest team in the backcountry, we are now accepting applications to join our team of bloggers. Many, 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 many perks. I'm going to flag a couple, then kick it back to Jess, but the big one is, and we're going to do this episode here in the next couple months, I hope, is we're going to fly one of our standout bloggers out and put them up for a night to join us as a guest right here on Backpacker Radio. We've already selected the person for 2025, so that's, like I said, coming soon. We're going to run it back next year, but a lot of other cool stuff. We have a bunch of blogger features, I should say trail-specific features for our bloggers, including people can display their trail stats, their gear lists seamlessly in the posts, and people can easily subscribe to just your updates. Jess, there's a lot more stuff. Tell us about that.
Oh, yeah. You might get featured on one of our Instagram accounts. That's at Appalachian.trail, at PacificCrest.trail, and at thetrek.co. You also might get a feature on one of our Facebook groups. Going to get an exclusive deep discount at the Trek's store, as well as at major backpacking brands. You got a secret Instagram group, got a secret monthly newsletter, and a bunch of other stuff like monthly giveaways, which are new this year. And also you get to talk to me, which is the real perk.
Yeah. Jess is always the real perk. Gonna add that to your official title here at the Trek. But yeah, link to get involved on the blogging squad is available in the show notes. Next is, I think we'll probably have the application out here very soon. But if you want to be a part of our very popular podcast series, Trail Correspondence, which was originally born right here on Backpacker Radio. We spun it off to be its own podcast, and we're bringing it back for its 5th season next year. I've already had a handful of people reach out asking how they can get involved about this, but we'll have an official application to be next year's Trail Correspondence, and I think that will be out by the time you hear this. If not, definitely subscribe to the Trek's newsletter, as that's the place where all of our most important announcements go, including the application to be a part of this.
Hey, Zach, what is a trail correspondent?
Yeah, good question. I should probably give a little bit more context. Trail Correspondence is essentially the audio version of what we do via the website. So we're going to hand select about a dozen people across the Triple Crown trails to send in weekly audio recording assignments. They're going to be on various subjects. People will be talking about the mental grind of a thru hike, their gear, the social components, basically anything that you can think of will be curated into a well-produced episode. We've got our producer lined up for next year as well. I should probably get him on as a guest of this podcast, Lightbulb City. But yeah, everything's in motion for next year's season, and it's going to be the best.
Woohoo.
Yeah. Couple more. One is quickly, I just randomly asked Jess to give me 2 random words without any context. She gave me Hammer Donut, and Hammer Donut is the discount code that BPR listeners can score a 15% discount. We've got a couple of brand new hats. I think they'll be up in the store by the time this comes out. If not, again, Trek newsletter. But a couple of hats that I'm sure will be very popular. BPR listeners can score a 15% discount by using code HAMMERDONUT, all one word, at checkout. And encouraging you to listen to podcasts when they come out, because that coupon code is only good through the remainder of 2025. Sorry, people of the future. Last but not least, if you want to support the show, you can do so. Patreon.com/backpackerradio. Not only do you help us keep the wheels turning here at BPR Studio, but you get every episode advertisement free. So again, patreon.com/backpackerradio. We are incredibly appreciative of your support. Let us do it. Let's get to today's interview with Chris and Sara, a.k.a. Endless and QB. We are joined by today's guests, Chris and Sara, a.k.a. Endless and QB, a.k.a. Thru-Hiking power couple. Endless and QB have been thru-hiking, traveling, rafting, and adventuring together for the better part of 10 years in a row. Far beyond Triple Crowning, this duo has tackled the AZT, CT, Long Trail, and Hayduke, as well as trails in Nepal, Italy, Peru, and beyond. Endless and QB, thank you for joining us here on Backpacker Radio.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
Thanks for having us.
I know it's a very abbreviated intro based on all the trails that you guys have covered. Obviously, we'll get into it. I want to start with, what are the trail name origin stories? We talked about what QB is short for a little bit before I hit the record button here. What is QB short for?
I mean, it's short for a couple things, but Queen Bee originally, and then now it's like whatever people guess. And, it's quarterback a lot of the time, quick break. Quality burrito is a new one.
Yeah,
so.
Quick break.
Yeah.
But
do you appreciate a quality burrito? Is that part of your essence?
Absolutely.
Yeah. What's the story behind Queen Bee?
There's not really a great story behind it. I just, I don't know. I guess I call the shots.
Is that true?
Yeah, she's in charge. For sure. I mean, I didn't give her the name, but yeah, it fits.
Yeah.
Queen Bee, yeah.
Yeah, good. What about you? What's the story behind Endless?
Endless? Well, my full name is Endless Summer. When I first hiked to PCT, I guess I had long hair, I was dressed like a slob, and I met these dudes, and they weren't that cool. They were like walking away from like a water stop, and they're like, "Oh man, that dude's going for the beach bum look. We'll call him Beach Bum." I was like, "Stupid." Whatever. I mean, if there's a guy named Beach Bum out there, whatever. Your name's cool. Just it didn't work for me. So then, like later, I was kind of explaining to some friends, and they're like, "Oh, man, you do look like a surfer, but like, how about Endless Summer?" I was like, "Dude, sick."
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh, you go with Endless for short." I was like, "All right, yeah, I'll try it on."
Yeah.
Oh, and then this other couple was like, they're like, "Oh, they're British," and they're like, "Oh, you look like a postman in Britain."
A postman in Britain?
Yeah,
That's
because I had
specific.
like a long sleeve blue shirt on. And
Uh-huh.
I was like, "All right, postman. That's all right. I'll take that for my middle name." So my full name would be Endless P Summer, but it's just been Endless for the last like.
Oh, I never knew the P middle name.
Yeah. It's
All
kind of
right.
like Ernest P. Worrell or like.
Yeah.
I don't know.
All right. Yeah, well, I want to address at the gate the accent, because we get accents from all over the world. We get Southern accents. I think this might be your first Boston accent.
I hope people like it.
Oh, love it. It's a taste of America. It's Americana right there.
It's my favorite accent.
Yeah.
Thanks.
So the thing that existed before Uber and Lyft.
Was what?
Well, yeah, what was
A
it?
taxi.
I wasn't quite as Bostonian as I was hoping.
What?
I'm thinking of all the Boston stereotypes as the taxi cab.
I don't know. I don't know. Taxi
What do you,
cab.
what do you use to start your car?
Keys.
Your what?
Car keys. All right.
Thank you for the help there.
Yeah.
I knew we'd find it.
I know. I get a lot for it. I get a lot of ribbon, but whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've been working on it.
Are you trying to
I mean,
remove it?
I feel like QB will say like you've gotten better. Like,
When I first met him, it was actually at Lake Marina, so day one of the PCT, and his accent was so much stronger back then, before all like the traveling, I guess. But we literally looked at my friend and I was like, "Where is this guy from?" Like,
she's just getting used to it.
Yeah. So, is that like a hardcore? I'm from Boston, or is that Boston burbs? I guess where are you originally from?
Well, I'm from Lynn, which is like, it's not Boston proper. Lynn is like 10 miles north of the city on the coast.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I never thought I had an accent until I started like traveling and through hiking and stuff, and then I started getting like people be like, "Where are you from?"
Yeah.
But
what about some of the hardcore Boston stereotypes? Like, are you a diehard sports fan?
no, I would say that I was like I grew up like really like Red Sox, like Patriots, and
he knows all of the sports answers in Jeopardy. So
yeah, I was like pretty into it probably in like through the 80s, 90s. And then we just started winning so many championships that it was like wasn't as much. I'm just kidding. It wasn't as much fun, but I've drifted from it.
Yeah.
Like,
Do you think thru-hiking has done that to you?
Yeah, I think that. I mean, it's hard to like pay attention to sports like when you're through hiking and you're just hiking every day. But yeah, I think that I definitely have got away from like, I don't know. I used to watch like every Red Sox game when I was a kid, but now it's cool. Like if they're in the playoffs, any team's in the playoffs, and I'm home, I'll watch it. But other than that, I don't like there's just other stuff I want to do with my life than watch sports.
Louis C.K.'s got a joke about the Boston accent, because I think he lived there for a period of time, or maybe he's from there. I'm not totally sure, but he's like, it's not an accent; it's an entire region of people saying words incorrectly.
Yeah, I mean, there's all kinds of regions like that, though.
Yeah, yeah. And QB, where are you from?
I'm from New York originally, Long
Okay.
Island. Yeah.
I don't pick up, so that has its own accent, but I don't hear it quite as much.
No, I don't. People pretty much say I don't have much of an accent.
Yeah.
Yeah, somehow QB escaped, because like if you met her family, they give me a hard time, but her family has very strong accents.
Yeah.
Like her mom, one of her brothers, like it's intense.
Is there any sort of issue dating someone from New York? Like, does the city rivalry exist?
Oh, man, no. The only and it's fun, but me and Sarah's dad go back and forth a little bit about sports, and it's like, he's got it on me. It's like the Giants beat the Patriots twice, and it's, as many championships as we win, he's always got that. But no, it's cool.
Yeah.
He's a Mets fan.
Yeah.
So, which is great. So it's like, we're actually going to the Mets with him in a few days. But if he was a Yankees fan, then it'd be a little different, because I don't have I don't have an issue with the Mets.
Yeah.
I don't remember '86. I was alive, but I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah.
So I cheer for the Mets for a National League team. But if he was a Yankees fan, it'd be a different story.
That's charitable of you. Okay, so I want to make sure we get it. You guys are dating, not married, right?
No, we're married.
You are married.
Yeah, we're married.
Were you married when we did the trip together?
Yeah, we were on our honeymoon.
Was that the honeymoon? That's how bad my memory is.
No, that's okay. No, yeah, we've been married 5 years now.
5 years, okay. I'll get that right from here on out. So I guess let's start with the origin story. Where did you guys first meet?
Oh yeah, so like I was saying, we originally met on the PCT in 2015 at Lake Morena, day one. But we didn't really hike that trail together. We hiked maybe 100 miles in the desert together as like a big group. We became friends. Hiked with other people on that trail, but we stayed in touch.
Was it love at first sight, or did it take a little brewing?
No, I mean, we weren't even we weren't even like a couple or anything on that trail. Like we hiked with other partners. We ended up we were just in the same group of hikers, and then
I mean, like when you guys first lock eyes on each other, is it star eyes, or is it did it take a little while of hiking together and getting to know each
I
other?
was just distracted by the accent at first.
It was like the first day too. It was the first day on trail. We were at Lake Morena. It's like, this is overwhelming anyway. It was my first through hike, and I don't know. I was like, oh, this girl's cute. I'll go introduce myself to her. But anyway, we were just friends for a while, right? And then, the following year, I went and hiked the AT, and QB had hiked, 1,000 miles of it? A couple in 13?
In 13.
Yeah. So I was in touch with her. I was like, staying in touch with her. Oh, she had come back, and she was finishing the miles that she hadn't done in 13. So this is 2016. And I was cranking through the AT, so I was keeping in touch with her. I was like, oh, I probably would have caught her if the trail kept going for her, but whatever. And then she said, she had messaged me. She said, oh, I'm going to hike the Colorado Trail in August. You should come and hike with me and a couple other friends. I said, all right, that sounds great. Is that accurate?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then
so we ripped through the AT so we could get there in time.
Yeah.
Well, I want to go back to the PCT. How much interaction did you guys have that first year? Was it just you crossed paths for a little while in the desert, and then just you were at your own paces and didn't see each other again?
Oh yeah. We were just friends. We were in a big group of friends. We all stayed together. There was 12 of us all stayed together in the teepee at Warner Springs, and I was and then
Kennedy Meadows.
Kennedy, I get those two mixed up. And then I didn't see QB until. Not through the Sierra or anything.
Yeah, no, we didn't see each other.
Yeah. We were just
once in Independence.
We're friends.
Okay. At that point, did you know that there was more interest there, or
no?
Okay. So she invites you out on a hike a couple years later.
The following year. Yeah. And it's we both had all right. QB had a boyfriend at the time, and I don't know whatever I had going on, but
totally platonic.
It was platonic, and there was 5 of us the following year that hiked the Colorado Trail.
I mean, he had a huge crush on me, but But other than that, that was it. That was the extent of it. But we had a lot of fun. We became really close friends on that trail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there was interest on his side first.
Yeah. So anyway,
Who wouldn't? Yeah.
on the Colorado Trail.
But so you're in a relationship. I'm just trying to get the timeline.
Yeah, I'm in a relationship.
Yeah.
So it was platonic.
Yeah.
And it was like, and also it's like we have a big age difference. I mean, I don't know if we're 11 years apart. So it's like I'm 43, QB's 55. No, the other way around.
Yeah.
But so at the time it was kind of like, and this was 9 years ago. So we were, I don't know, at the time it was like the age difference was kind of a thing. So it wasn't necessarily like, she's not going to be a potential partner. You know what I mean? Whatever.
Yeah.
So then the Colorado Trail went great. We became really close. Like we were good friends. And then we're like, oh, we should do the CDT. Like we'd both done the PCT, the AT. And originally it was going to be like, I don't know, a handful of other people were going to do it with us. And we're all going to start together at the same time. And whatever happened, everyone just started bailing. So we started the CDT together. And we didn't really even know, like, all right, we'll start together and then we'll see how it goes, But yeah, we started CDT together in 2017. And
that was our first date.
yeah, we didn't really make it past, like, Lordsburg before, like, oh, yeah, I don't know. Kind of like, yeah, we're kind of into each other.
Yeah.
So that was our first date.
Yeah. Okay. So at what point does your relationship disintegrate?
Not long after the Colorado Trail.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because feelings are starting to emerge, or totally independent?
Oh, totally independent of that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was time.
Yeah. Did he have any issue with you having male hiking partner?
I mean, not really, because it was like we were hiking in a group. It was 5 of us. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So tell me about once the romance ignites on the CDT.
It was great. Like,
it was really fun to hike that trail. Like, really, like, we have really feel like New Mexico's a really special state for us, because it was just the place where we really got to know each other and fell in love, really. And it was so just fun hiking together.
Yeah.
We really have like a very similar style, similar pace. Obviously we get along pretty well. So it was really good.
I know we'll obviously get to this most recent CT hike, but you guys finished the CT and did a little bit of road tripping in New Mexico.
Yeah.
Did it feel like a trip down memory lane?
Well, not really. It was a totally different part of the state, but it was, I don't know. We love New Mexico.
There was a few points, like, because we crossed the CDT a couple times. Like, we crossed the CDT, like, up near Chama. We stopped in Chama, got a burrito. And then we stopped in Cuba and went through there and passed the CDT. So it was like, I don't know. And we haven't spent too much time in New Mexico since 2017. We only been back there, like, briefly once. So we went down there and we spent a week down in New Mexico. And it was like, oh, man, this is cool. We were in, like, visiting some friends in Albuquerque. It's like, this is a pretty sweet city. It's got, like, really good access to trails, and it's a cool place.
Yeah. Was your previous partner a hiker at all?
Yeah. I mean, we hiked the, first 1,000 miles of the AT together that I did.
Okay.
But he wasn't really as into it. So,
yeah.
Yeah. So a lot of the hiking that I did after that, even though while we were still together, was solo. So
yeah.
The PCT, the Colorado Trail.
Yeah. Was that something that you were strongly looking for in a partner at that point, or?
I mean, I think I just, it wasn't a requirement that they were also a thru hiker, but it's a pretty good deal when they are.
Yeah.
They can share this huge part of your life, so it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, the parameters are real limited. The dating pool is if you start being like, all right, I can only date thru hikers that live because we don't live that far apart. We're only 4 or 5 hours away from each other. It's like, oh wow, this might work out. Just serious thru hiker, whatever.
It is very limiting. Obviously, that's a pretty small pool. Especially you guys are a different level of thru hiker too, because it's been nonstop basically since 2015.
Yeah, we've slowed down a bit.
Yeah.
Here and there. Some years slower than others.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've been thru hiking a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I want to talk about your line of work, because I find it personally interesting. I'm sure a lot of people listening to this would as well. You're a firefighter.
Yeah, I'm a firefighter.
Yeah. How long have you been doing that for?
20 years.
How do you get into that? Because I know it's a pretty competitive job, isn't it?
Yeah, so it's different, all different parts of the country. Massachusetts, we take a civil service test, and you have to do well enough on the civil service test that you get put on a list, and then you put in like the few towns or whatever that you're like trying to get hired at. And at the time, it was like you have to get, like, if you're a resident of that particular city, then you move to the top of that list. And yeah, I was pretty complex at the time. And then you get like interviews, you got to get like a psychological test, you have to pass like a physical abilities test, and then eventually like you get hired, you get put in probation for a year, you have to go to Massachusetts Fire Academy and got to become an EMT. So there was a lot like in my first like probably like the year leading up to the job, and then like my first like year of like, you know, doing all the requirements, and then I was just sticking with it.
Yeah.
But
why do you think it is that it is such a highly sought after job? Because I feel it in myself, and like maybe it's just something that dates back to like people's childhoods. Like everyone sees firefighters as hero types, but I guess from somebody that like walks the walk, why do you think that is?
I think like a lot of little kids are like, oh yeah, this is great,
Yeah.
firefighter, and it's cool. It's a cool job. I really do. I enjoy it, but it's like one of those jobs, like, I don't know, like, a lot of jobs, like, I don't even know I don't really understand a lot of different, like, jobs unless it was, like, in the game of life. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, oh, it's like whatever, a lawyer or a doctor.
Yeah,
It's
right.
like, I don't know what a data analyst is.
Yeah.
Or like, what. So it's like a job that everybody can kind of relate to. Like, people see, you know, when you're a kid and growing up, and you see the red trucks and you see, like, you know, everybody knows what a firefighter is,
Totally.
right? But, yeah, it wasn't something I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. I'll take the civil service test and maybe try to do this. Like, I didn't really know what I was doing at that time. I was working in bars and restaurants and stuff. And, yeah, I just did well on the test and was able to get a job, and then I was pretty happy about it. But I also, like, my father was a firefighter. So I had grown up, his
And
father was a
grandfather.
firefighter.
Yeah.
One of my brothers is a firefighter. So it's definitely, like, something that I was very familiar with. And I knew was like, okay, you could raise a family, you know, with this job, if that's what you want to do.
Sure.
And it's something that you don't have to have, like I wasn't a great student, so I never had, like, a college degree at the time or anything like that. So I thought it was something in my wheelhouse, and then I went and did, and I've enjoyed it, yeah.
Yeah. You said you've been doing it for 20 years?
20 years, yeah.
Do you recall what the physical test was?
Oh, they change it, like, every couple of years, but it was intense, like, we had to do this thing where you had to do, like, it was probably like 6 or 7 different things, and you had to do them in like a certain amount of time. I don't remember exactly what it was, but one of the things was like you had to like grab a hose, and you had like 20 seconds, and you had to go into this like makeshift like tunnel and run around and come out, and then like the hose would get caught on the corners and stuff, and you didn't like. It's not like I had ever practiced it. So it was like, oh, you get like one shot to practice it, and then you got to do it. So I remember like you go out there like a few weeks before and you practice it. And I got it like right at 20 seconds. I'm like, oh man, I got to pass like all 6 stations or 7 stations, whatever it is. So this was the only thing that was like, this might jam me out. But anyway, passed, you know, flying colors.
And I also have in my mind, like, the stereotype of being a firefighter is guys just like working out during their shift all the time. Is that a thing?
Yeah, I mean, some guys more than others. But yeah. I go at a couple guys that I work with. We go out and we run in the mornings, and it's great. Like, there's like a pretty good staircase in my city, so we'll run up to the top of that, and then we run down to the beach, and I don't know, we usually try to get like 5 or 6 miles in before shift. So do that, and then try to do like a little bit of light lifting, but I don't.
Yeah. So you're ready
not trying to overdo it.
Yeah, you're ready to rock once you're back into adventure mode and like ready to be on trail.
Yeah.
Like, the training that you're doing for your job is also suitable for getting back on trail.
Oh yeah, I mean, I gotta stay in good shape for my job. It's hard. Like, if you catch fire, it's hard work. So I really try to, like, I run year round, and I lift year round, and nothing too intense, but I gotta, like, it's pretty important.
Yeah.
So when I'm like through hiking, I usually come off a through hike and pretty good shape.
Yeah.
So it's not like, you go on a vacation to, whatever some people do, like go to Aruba or something. It's
Yeah.
like you might come back from that and maybe need a couple days off.
Yeah, right.
But I don't know. Yeah.
So give us some stories, some of the most standout, whether fires or I guess just any sort of on the job
stuff. I don't know. I mean, some stuff I'm not, some stuff.
I think it can be kind of a tough thing. Like we both work in fields where it's like, oh, tell me your craziest story, and people think like, oh, it's like going to be something like fun and exciting, and it's just like not something that you might want to, that other people really want to hear.
Yeah, I mean, you get to filter to whatever you want to share. Obviously, I'm not asking for the.
Or I could say like, I don't know, like a lot of stuff like is pretty crazy. But I really only talk about it with other guys I work with that understand it. Because I don't know. But, all right, let me think of something. Let me think of something. All right, so when I first got on, right, I probably had like a year or two on the job. And we get a call for someone in labor, right, which is not uncommon. People that deliver a lot of home births and stuff. And we go, and this woman has like imminent delivery. It's about to deliver the baby. So we get there in the engine, and then like the ambulance shows up, which is also firefighters, and then like another ambulance shows up. All right, so then this woman starts, she's going into labor, and one of the paramedics gets down there, and I was like holding the leg. I wasn't down there delivering the baby. The baby's coming out breech, which is very rare for like, it's just a rare thing to happen, and it's very rare to happen in the field. Right, baby's delivered, healthy, mom's healthy, everything's great. So then a couple days later, like the news comes to the station. It's like, oh yeah, we heard about this. We want to do an interview. And so the guys I was working with, they're like, oh hey, he's like, you're like the rookie or the whatever. You're the new guy. You got to do the interview. I'm like, all right, whatever. It's probably the last time I was mic'd up, so until now. And the reporters asked me about it, and she's like asked me to describe it. And I was like, oh yeah, well, the baby started out blue, and with feet first or whatever. But the way that it came out on the news, it sounded like I said the baby's heart was blue. Right when I said the baby started out blue, like the baby started coming out, like, and so I got a lot of shit for that. For like, I don't know, a week or two.
That's fun. Have you been on the news since then?
No. I shied away from the camera since then. Yeah. I didn't know this was gonna be on the camera.
No, it's good. It's good.
No, I think that. It was probably like a few years after that. They're like, don't do interviews. Like, not to me, just to like in general. Like,
yeah.
Someone should have told me that then.
If someone young is listening to this and they want to pursue being a firefighter, can you give it just like a blank endorsement?
Yeah, stay off the news.
Yeah.
No. You know what? Yeah, it's a good job. It's like, if you have it in you to like, I get a lot out of it, like helping people out. And it's also like we get to do cool shit, and you hang out with your buddies, and yeah, it's a good job. I would say go for it.
Yeah. How about the compatibility with adventuring? Because like obviously you've been very active the last 10 years. Like obviously being fit for the job plays well to doing all these hikes, but like what about the schedule side of things?
So the schedule, it's a little tricky. What I do is we have some flexibility with my department, and I work a lot of shifts for guys, and then I take whatever vacation time or PTO I have. Like if I'm going to take a trip, I take any kind of vacation or comp time, which is a little complicated, but then or guys pay me back. So I work a lot of shifts for guys throughout the winter, and then I kind of line up my schedule for what shifts I need off, and then I'm able to take usually a decent chunk of time. But, and the other side of that is I'm working a ton in the winter, or, because a lot of guys need time off for like childcare issues or for, guys work side jobs or whatever, but, for whatever reason. But, then I'm able to get some time off.
Yeah.
Gotta go home, shave my beard, get back to work.
And what is the normal fireman schedule?
It's different everywhere.
Okay.
Like we do 24 on, a couple days off, 24 on, 4 days off, but that's not the same everywhere. Like we used to do like 2 10-hour days and 2 14-hour nights. It's, I don't know what they do all over the place, but
Yeah. So you must be excellent at night hiking then, just trained for these long shifts. Do you ever pull long days just because you like feel like you've got that in you from your work?
All right. Well, the other night we were up in Steamboat and we were working at Run Rabbit Run.
Yeah.
And so we were working like an overnight at an aid station, or we were out on the road till like 3 a.m, just like directing traffic, and then we worked for a couple more hours in the aid station. But for both of us, like we worked shift work, so it was like, all right, yeah, whatever. We can work till 5, 6 in the morning, whatever. But yeah, but through hiking, no, we don't.
I used to night hike a lot more. I don't night hike very much anymore.
Yeah, I used to night hike more too. I guess we did the last time we hiked the PCT. We did a fair amount of night hiking, and like early on in the desert, like super hot days. Am I misremembering this? QB's nodding.
I have audio and media. Yeah, I don't think we did that much night hiking. We did a lot on the. I did a lot on the 18. I think you did as well.
Yeah.
He had to get the miles in.
Yeah, I definitely hiked a lot at night in the 18. And the first time I hiked the PCT.
Yeah.
But now it's like, as a couple, it would be better because, the other one could watch out for mountain lions. But like solo night hiking is like, I don't know.
Yeah. And QB, what do you do for work?
I'm a nurse.
Nurse, okay.
Yeah.
So similarly odd schedule.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it fits together pretty well. I think that's like a pretty cliche thing, firefighter and nurse.
It is a Bill Burr movie, I'm pretty sure.
Mm-hmm.
Is it difficult to align your guys' schedules so you can get the same time off? Like, I know that one of the perks of being a nurse is that there's more flexibility. I guess like travel nursing is more flexible, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think it's just been really good to be able to be that flexible. I just started nursing, so it's sort of like a new thing that we're doing, but it's been good so far.
Cool.
Yeah, QB she went to school a couple of years ago, and then
I just got my degree, so.
Nice.
Yeah.
What kind of nursing?
I'm a cardiac pulmonary nurse. Yeah.
Lots of heart attacks.
Heart and lungs, yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Yep.
Okay, back to trail. So CDT, you're officially an item. At that point, are you guys talking about all the trails that you're going to do together in the future, or is it just like one at a time? Where's your head at?
I think so, yeah. I mean, we didn't want that first summer to end, so we went right out. We were going to hike. I had a couple of 100 miles at the end of the PCT to hike. Remember, and we were going to do that after the CDT, and then we ended up not doing that because of the smoke. But we went out to the Olympics, and then, yeah, I think. I don't know. Probably by Colorado on the CDT, we knew like this is like the real deal, and we're gonna be doing stuff together in the future. But we were really in the moment, I think, too, on that trail.
Yeah, I think so. After the CDT, yeah, that's right. We went out to the Olympics, and then we did like, I had like a few more weeks or whatever, and we went to Utah for a little bit, and then we had about 4 months where QB went back and was living in New York, and then after that, the following year, we did the Arizona Trail in March, and then we did
Nepal.
And then we went to Nepal for like a month right after that. And then after that, she's like, help me out, like come up and move in.
And then I obviously met you guys through Jabba.
Yeah.
Where does Jabba enter the picture for you two?
I met Jabba in 2013 on the AT.
Yeah.
So he was doing that like first warrior hike
That's
back
right.
then. Yeah.
Got it. What was he like on his first through hike? Because from what I've gathered, he's actually calmed down a little bit. Like, age will do that to anyone. I can only imagine what sort of a banshee he was.
Yeah, I don't know how much more calm he is now, but he definitely was on the level.
It is strange, but he's like, I feel like he's 10% calmer than when I first met him, and he's still a madman. But yeah, do you have any fun / embarrassing Jabba stories from 2013?
I don't know if I mean, we were just around each other. I don't remember like super well. I remember also he was on the PCT in 15 too.
Yeah, that's where I met him.
Yeah, but I think it was interesting. He was doing the warrior hike, which was just starting that year.
Yeah,
a cool program. I think they just had a really tough time because that year they were like, you all have to be together the whole way and like be at these like specific points on the trail at certain times. I think like the stress of trying to do that was pretty tricky.
Yeah, that did not jive well for Jabba the Free Spirit.
No.
Was he the loud guy on trail then?
Yes. Yeah. Oh yeah. Of course.
Yeah. And then you said that you guys met him again in 15?
I met him in 15. I think I met him, like, he was southbound in Washington.
He's been all over.
I don't know where he's
trail.
going. I think I met him in Washington in 15, and then I saw him again. He was doing his, he did, like, a winter through hike on
The AT.
the following year.
Yeah, that's right.
So he was going southbound again, and I met him, like, I don't know, down south on the AT.
I'm now connecting
Yeah.
the timeline because, so he did a section of the PCT and they got off, and then we hiked a big chunk of the Colorado Trail together.
Oh, cool.
And then that's when he went on to the AT. Yeah.
Yeah, we just kept running into this dude.
Yeah.
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 The way it happens when you're on the trails, it just keeps seeing people.
I don't know.
Totally. Another serendipitous run-in we were talking about before I hit the record button here is how you guys are friends with Twinkle and Grace.
Mm-hmm.
It's true.
What's that story? Familiar names to the podcast.
All right, so we first met these two. We were hiking the Arizona Trail, and we were like on the last day, right? And these guys were on the Hayduke, and the two trails coincide for a little bit. I don't know how many miles, but whatever. So we ended up just like, we were bullshitting with them for like 15, 20 minutes, and I was like, oh man, we haven't met like barely anybody on this trail. We've been great if we like met some more people to hike with and stuff. But so we exchanged information, and oh, you know what? They had told us like how they did the Hayduke, which was the first, like, a big section at the beginning. They had rafted with, like, the Intex Explorers, like, basically, like, pool toys for, like, 70 miles of the Colorado River. Like,
Yeah.
oh, that sounds cool.
Yeah.
And anyway, so we, like, exchanged information. We're like, all right. And they were doing, like, this big, like, year-long trip, right? And we've been in touch with them. We had them on, like, Instagram, right? But we really hadn't seen them in a while. And then 2022, we were doing a trip in Peru on the Huayhuash, and we were taking this, like, it took forever for us to get there. We were rafting in Montana, and then for some reason we didn't have the flight. We were supposed to fly out of Seattle, but we didn't have a flight to Seattle, so we ended up taking like a bus from Missoula to Seattle, and then we were trying to fly to Lima, Peru, and we get to Mexico City, and there was some problem. We couldn't get back on the plane, so we had to get stuck in Mexico City for a couple of days. Then we fly to Peru, and we took like a 10, 12-hour bus from there up to Juarez, which is the city that's like the launch into the Huayhuash.
In the Cordillera Blanca, yeah.
So we took this bus, and then we've been traveling, like, straight traveling for like 4 days, and then we get to this town, and it's like a mile. Like, all right, we just walk. So we walked across the city, and then we're checking into this little hotel that we had booked, and we're checking in, and someone's like, "Endless QB?" We're like, had no idea this dude was. He was on the same bus. They both were.
Yeah.
They were on the bus going from Lima. They must have been like on the top deck, and we were on the bottom deck or whatever. So anyway, they were starting the Huayhuash like, I don't know, a day or two before us, but we ended up hanging out with them down there for a few days, and then it was great.
That's fun.
Yeah, but then it gets a little bit stranger, right? So 2 years ago, we were attempting to do a hike in the Pyrenees, and we never finished this hike, but it's beside the point. So we meet this couple from New Zealand, and they were doing this thing, like a year-long, like, round-the-world trip. I was like, oh, that's cool, right? And they're like, oh, we're thinking. And they had hiked the PCT before, so they were like,
They were thinking about doing the Hayduke, right?
And we were like, oh, you should do this, right? We were explaining them to them, like, this is what you should do with the pack rafts and whatever. Or, like the Intex Explorers, like poor man's pack raft.
Yeah.
And they're like, all right, cool. So it's like, stay in touch with them. We kind of give them some beta on the Hayduke. And then maybe like 6 months later, we got a message from this dude, James, and he's like, hey, I ran into some friends of yours down in Escalante. I ran into Twinkle and Grace. It's wild, right? It's like,
They're just everywhere. They're omnipresent.
Yeah.
Such a small world.
Yeah.
It's just, it's wild.
Yeah. Okay, so trying to get us back at the timeline. That Peru encounter was 22.
22.
Okay, there's some other trails here that I want to talk about before we get to that part of the story. So you did the AZT after the CDT. Did you know when you finished the CDT that you were going to do the AZT the following year, or when did that come on?
We knew we were going to do Nepal, like, shortly afterwards. We went with a couple other friends to Nepal. And then, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then we were like, oh, I'll do something before that for like a month to get ready. And so we did the AZT.
Yeah,
Just
perfect.
training.
Yeah.
Good timing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also don't want to yada these trails.
No,
If
that's
there's
all right.
are there any stories like you guys being charged by grizzlies or struck by lightning or anything?
Man. Did either of those things happen?
Not in Nepal or the AZT. But
You know what I remember about the AZT, right? So this is like, it's like the first thing I can always think of is, so for a long time before that, I didn't cook on trail. And like on the CDT, neither of us cooked, right? But on the AZT, we're like, all right, we're cook dinners. And we're like, well, for whatever reason, we like got all our food beforehand, and we had mailed us boxes, and we had mailed ourselves this like super spicy ramen, and we had like probably like 6 or 8 times on the trail, and it was just so like, first thing I think it was what it was so spicy, I could not handle it. And I can eat spicy food, but and then towards the end I was like, I keep shaking her head. But at the end, I was like,
Is this like a ramen that you doctored up, or like specifically?
no,
like
it's
a
just
different...
like wicked spicy.
Okay.
And then it's like, all right, so
this is the equivalent of getting struck by lightning to
His butthole got struck by lightning.
oh, that was bad.
Yeah.
The AZT, it was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Piece of cake.
Yeah. Nepal was really fun too.
Nepal was sick. Yeah.
Tell me about Nepal. That's the.
We went with. Well, I bet you probably. I think you've interviewed Mac.
Yeah.
So
Many
we went-
moons ago, but yeah.
Yeah. So we went with Mac and another one of our
Moist.
friends, Moist. Yeah, but yeah, it was a fun trip, but it was
What
kind
trail
of
was
crazy. We did a circuit around the Manaslu Mountains, and so it requires a guide. We had our guide, Gopal, also known as Mountain Tiger. That was his trail name.
Yeah, it was like, it was probably like 3 or 4 days into it. We were all going by trail names.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, I have a trail name too. It's Mountain Tiger. I was like, oh, why didn't you tell us that like right away?
They should have started with that.
Yeah.
How long is the Manaslu Circuit?
That's a good question.
They measure everything in hours over there. So it's just like this many hours to the next tea house. Or
No.
Yeah.
But how many miles
I
is
think
it?
we probably did it in about 10 days or so.
10 days.
Yeah, and then we did an out and back on there as well.
It's at Tsum Valley.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was like this big thing because we needed to find a guide who would be willing to do like the mileage that we wanted to do. So Mac had gotten to Kathmandu a couple of days before us, and he was like interviewing guides to make sure that we've had one who could really keep up. And Gopal set the pace.
Yeah.
He was something else.
Have you guys trekked in Nepal since?
No.
No, we haven't. We'd like to.
Yeah. What were some of your favorite and least favorite parts?
Oh, I tell you my least favorite part.
Yeah.
I got really sick.
Like
I
food
got
poisoning or?
Oh, who knows?
Yeah.
But I got really sick. So it was like 3 days in, and everybody over there eats dal bhat, right?
Mm-hmm.
So dal bhat's like the meal everybody has every night, right? And everyone eats it with their hand. So it's like 2 or 3 days. It's like this. This is me now. This is what I'm doing. Right? I'm like eating dal bhat with my hand, and then like that night.
Can you explain what dal bhat?
Dal bhat is
Rice and lentils.
rice, and like pickled vegetables or like it's good.
Yeah.
And then everybody makes it like a little bit different. Every tea house makes it a little different. And,
Yeah.
well, it was really good. But so we're like 3 nights in, and I was like, man, I'm starting to not feel good. And we saw this big spider in the room. I was like, that's a bad omen, right? So you're not like camping out necessarily. You're going like to a little village, and then you stay in a tea house, which is basically like if you have a house, you have a hotel. And so we had a room and stuff. So I saw this spider. It's like, all right, it's not good. And then the next day, we make it to lunch, and I'm like really struggling. I get to lunch, and I'm sick. So I'm like, both ends, like throwing up shit, and it was bad. Anyway, so that we had like a big climb that afternoon, and I was in really rough shape. Get it done, and then so Gopal or Mountain Tiger, he's like, the next day we're doing this big out and back to Tsum Valley. He's like, listen, if you can't do it, you stay here. We'll all go do the out and back. We'll come back. Hopefully you can rejoin us, right? and which would have been a bummer for me to miss. And then he's like, and if you can't, then you got to get helicoptered out of here. It's like, that sounds horrible. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to do that at all. So anyway, he's like, all right, well, you can try some mountain medicine. I'm like, all right. So he pulls out like this huge clove of garlic, and he's like, eat this. I was like, all right. So I ate it.
When your stomach's already feeling bad, stomaching a thing of raw garlic, that which messes with me by that. Like, I can't eat pesto on an empty stomach because it will make me sick.
Yeah. You know what? I don't think that garlic really was. I was like, just whatever, man.
Yeah,
like,
you'll try anything. Yeah.
I'll try anything. It was in a bad way. And then he's like, all right. And then he
was like, all right, now I'm gonna make this little drink for you to drink, and he takes like a ton of sugar and salt, and then he takes a cup of water and he's like pouring them back and forth for like 15 minutes, mixing them. Like, I can't believe how long this is going on for. And he's like, all right, drink this.
It's literally just sugar and salt?
Sugar and salt, yeah, to like flush the system.
It was like, but he's doing it as like, this is comical. Like, are you like, you're doing it for show? Like, it was ridiculous amount of time where he's going back and forth.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right. So I slugged the whole thing, and then I'm wiped out, and I go to bed, and then I woke up in the middle of the night, and I'm like, flushing myself. I can't make it to the toilet.
Yeah.
It was bad, and yeah, but on like the positive side of that is like QB really took care of me and cleaned me up. And I just remember thinking at the time, I was like, I never had a woman like take care of me like that. And I was like, all right, try to make this work.
Yeah.
Like, gotta lock this down.
Yeah, I gotta lock this down.
Yeah.
This is a pretty good thing I got. It's like, all right, it's memorable.
How long after that did you propose?
Oh, I don't know if there was ever like either one of us proposed to the other. We just kind of made a decision. We were hiking the Hayduke, so the following year, and yeah,
it was kind of like a similar thing where it was like we were going through something, like we were just like in this canyon that was like full of mud, and it was like really like not good walking, really hard, rough day, and we're like, oh, like we're still having like a good time. If we can have a good time doing this, maybe we should just get married.
So you skipped the formal proposal step in the process?
Oh yeah, there was no like,
He didn't get down on one knee. There was too much mud.
Yeah, right.
It was too much mud. Yeah, I don't want to get muddy.
Yeah. And so you've been married. So you got married in 2020.
Yes, we got it. It was I guess you could say it was a COVID wedding, but it was during COVID, and we
It was really small.
Yeah, it was really small. It was just like immediate family. So what we did was we got married in my parents' yard, and they had a pool at the time, and we're like, all right, we're gonna have a pool party. Well, we didn't want to like tell anybody.
Originally, like before COVID, before everything, we're like, all right, we're just gonna have a pool party, and we're just gonna tell people that, and they're gonna come, and we're just gonna get married, like at the pool party.
Oh yeah,
surprise!
One of my brothers
surprise,
would tell
exactly.
one person. It was one of my brothers was the justice of the peace, and he's just gonna be like, all right, he's gonna marry us, and that was what our plan was.
Yeah. And then COVID derailed it a little bit, but it was better, honestly, because it was just really our close families.
Yeah.
We did have to tell them that it was a wedding, because otherwise they'd be like, why do you want us to come to Massachusetts
Sure.
during a pandemic?
Yeah.
Basically.
Did you wear a dress, or did you wear like a melee, or?
I wore a dress. I got my dress at a thrift store.
Nice.
I wore Tevas, I think.
So there's some hiker trash involved
Yeah.
there.
Oh,
absolutely.
Yeah, that's awesome.
No, it was cool, and we did like for like the sake of like keeping everybody safe, because it was a crazy time, right?
Yeah.
So the like the 2 weeks before, we went up to we hiked like the Cohos Trail in northern New Hampshire. We had finished the long trail. We did end up like section hiking the long trail. Anyway, so we kind of isolated, quarantined ourselves beforehand. So just so nobody gets the wrong idea that we were like having this big super spreader event, which we were very aware of.
It's 2025 now. I don't think anyone cares about that anymore. I think the statute of limitations has lifted.
We are absolved. All right.
Yeah, nobody
all right,
cares. Yeah, I'll speak for myself. I don't care. If you said that you were sneezing into a communal bucket, I wouldn't have thought differently. Okay, so the circuit. I need to know the end to this sugar saltwater.
Oh.
So
yeah.
did that work at all?
Oh, it completely flushed me out, right? QB cleaned me up.
Yeah.
And
That's how you knew you were ready to be a nurse, too.
Yeah, exactly.
it was
Wiping
like,
butts.
all these things happen for a reason, right?
Yeah.
And then the next morning, I felt great.
Really?
Right? And I hiked out to Tsum Valley, came back, and I was fine so after Manaslu Circuit, Mac and Moist went back to Kathmandu or whatever that they were doing, and then it abuts the Annapurna Circuit. So QB and I are like, oh, well, let's just go do
We're right
this,
here.
right? So we're like 4 days into the Annapurna Circuit or whatever it was, and I got sick again. But it could have been like an altitude thing. So we ended up not finishing that. But also, it wasn't just me. It wasn't like, it was everybody got sick. Like QB got sick at one time. But
Do you attribute that to the elevation or to the food or?
I think it's more of like a, not an if. If you get sick in Nepal, it's like a when.
Got it.
You get sick.
Yeah. Were you tempted to do the sugar salt shake back?
we were like, let's just get out of here. Yeah, so then we ended up ended up having to hitch back, and we ended up getting to Polka. I don't know. It was pretty wild. But we were still in Nepal for a bit longer. We did this like trek out of Pokhara, Mardi Hamal, which was pretty sweet. And, yeah.
Cool. Later that year, I see you guys did an epic road trip.
Yes.
2018, yes, we did. I don't remember where we went.
We went all over. I finally finished the PCT that year.
Yeah, because in PCT in 15, we both got jammed up with fires, like up in Washington.
Right at the
which,
very end,
right,
yeah.
which is the thing. I was able to go back in 16, and I finished I had to go from like Stevens Pass to the border, and QB had basically most of Washington.
Yeah, from White's Pass on.
Yeah. Oh yeah, so this is what we were doing in 18 is we were running a race. We're doing a 50-mile race down in Oakland, and we were just driving all over, doing cool stuff, visiting friends, trying to like train for this race, like doing big long runs, and yeah, well, we did that. We did the Sunshine Coast Trail, which is in just north of Vancouver. We did the Wandafuka Trail, which is on Vancouver Island.
Some of the Sierra High Route.
Oh yeah, about half of that. We ran the Timberline Trail. That was fun. That was tough.
How long does that? I mean, I know how long the trail is, like 41 miles.
Something like that.
How long did the run take?
All day.
Yeah, but you did it in a day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you guys still trail running?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We're actually doing a run. We're doing a run in Moab in a couple months, a 50-mile run. So that's like the next thing that we're
Getting ready for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that we have to do.
Yeah. Do you backpack quickly? Because I feel like no. I feel like most trail runners, like, there's always a fine line between that and then like you're blending into FKT culture.
Oh no.
But like when you're running, you're running, and when you're backpacking, you're moving slowly.
I mean, we're moving like at our pace, which I don't think we walk at a particularly fast pace. But we do walk like all day usually.
Okay.
Like sun to sun, generally.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. So we could do big miles, but we're not like. I mean, we're not like beating the bag out of anybody out there. Like we're like, doing our best to keep up.
Yeah.
I mean, Endless did hike the AT in 80 days, which I think is a little abnormal.
It's a little
pretty
quick.
fast.
A little quick, but I had to get to that Colorado Trail that year. So.
Yeah. What year is the 80-day AT?
I did the AT in 2016. 2016.
Okay,
yeah.
so that's your second
This is my
hike.
second long distance hike.
Yeah. Were you on some sort of a time crunch, or you just wanted to challenge yourself?
Well, all right. So a little of both, right? At first, it was like, so I was actually the JP, the Justice of the Peace, for my buddy's wedding, and that was like July 8th or something. And I figured, so it was in Massachusetts, so I figured I would just get to like North Adams or whatever the towns out in Western Mass, and then I would hitchhike back and go do the wedding, then hitchhike back to the trail or whatever. And then I kind of got into a good groove, and I had done big miles in the PCT the year before, so I was pretty used to like, all right, started out the trail, and it's like I didn't think like 25 miles was that big of a deal. So I was doing big miles throughout the trail, and then I was like, man, if I really hustle, I could probably get this done, the whole thing done, and then go do the wedding. And also around that time, QB was like, oh yeah, you should pick up the pace and come and hike the Colorado Trail with us.
So there was a carrot.
Carrot, multiple carrots.
Yeah, right.
And Yeah, so then it was like, and then I took it on as like this challenge. And
Yeah.
like I was like, and I felt it was great. I loved the AT.
Yeah.
And I was like really into like, I really want to crush. And at the time I was just like in really good shape. I wish for years I've been trying to get back to that. But
80 days isn't, so that's like 27 miles per day.
something like that.
Yeah. I mean, for most AT hikers, and like granted, most of the time that's people's first trail, like they're lucky to do that 1 or 2 days, like to average 27s.
Right. I mean, I don't know. It's nowhere near the times that like, the FKT people are
Sure.
doing it. But at the same time, it's like too fast that I don't recommend it. You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
So it was cool. It was very solo. Like I met a ton of people, but it wasn't like I stuck with people. But it was definitely like this really cool challenge. I was really like, oh, this is cool.
Yeah, sure.
And then
I get that. What was your start date on the AT?
my start date was April 17th, and I finished on July 5th.
So did you really didn't have to deal with snow? Did you?
No, the weather was great.
Yeah.
It was like, yeah. If you want to avoid like shitty weather.
Yeah.
Oh, I shouldn't say the weather was great. It rained a ton. Well,
Yeah.
But I mean, like there was no snow in Georgia, and there was, I got up to New Hampshire and Maine. It wasn't that buggy.
Yeah.
But just like thunderstorms, and I had a lot of rain, but
Were you wrecked afterward?
I felt great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I felt great. I was like, yeah, I went out. I did like. I went to that wedding, and then I went out to Oregon and I hiked like, I don't know, a section of Oregon with my buddy that had to do it. And then I went from there to the Colorado Trail, and I hiked with
Wonderland Trail.
Yeah, I ended up doing the Wonderland Trail after that. I did the Colorado Trail, then I went back up to Washington to the Wonderland Trail, and maybe a few other things. Oh, and then I finished, so I regrouped with my friends from the PCT the year before, and I did the last, 180, 190 miles from Stevens Pass. I did a lot that summer. It was great.
Sounds like it.
Yeah.
Have you guys done a loose tally on how many miles you've done? I know there was obviously a period where you're doing different trails before you had met each other.
Yeah, he has a few more than I do, I think.
Yeah, that's
Are you
right.
competitive?
I started before him, but
Are you competitive about that?
No. Yeah, we probably have a loose tally.
What is that number?
mine's probably like 16-ish.
16?
Yeah. Yours probably like 17.
A little bit more than 16-ish.
And how much of that is together?
A lot. Probably did like
11, maybe.
okay. I was gonna say like 5,000 or 6,000 on our own, and then yeah, we've been hiking pretty consistently together. Like we've done like shorter trips here and there since we've been together, but we spent a long time hiking together.
Yeah. Is the relationship easier on trail or off?
Oh, it's always easy. No.
That's the right answer.
I think there's something really about being on trail for us that is really easy, because that's where our relationship started. And there's that like constant dopamine drip, and like everything is amazing.
Yeah.
But it worked out for us that it is good at home too.
That's nice.
Yeah, and we do a lot of stuff at home together too, running and.
Yeah.
If you guys are going to have a disagreement on trail, what is it typically over?
Oh, usually one of us is hungry, or both of us are hungry.
Yeah.
That's like definitely a factor.
Yeah. A disagreement though, like.
Who gets hangry more often?
Yeah,
He definitely does.
No, it's in my nature.
Yeah.
Well, we got some candy down here.
Oh no, I'm doing good.
All right.
We actually got a pupusa around the corner. Before we started
that's a good spot.
Yeah,
good choice.
They're really good.
Yeah.
And yeah.
I don't know. Sometimes we get into like a little bit of like a pickle of like, all right, when are we gonna get to town? Like, how hard are we gonna push through this section? Sometimes, but.
Yeah, that's like I think this is like one of our things that we do is like, oh yeah, it's like we'll plan out for town, and we did pretty well on the Colorado Trail that we just did. Like we'll plan out for town this many days, and then we'll be like, well, if we did like maybe like 5 or 6 miles more each day, we could get there the night or whatever.
We're always pushing. We're always like we love being on trail, and we don't like being in town that much. But when we're on trail, we want to be in town.
Yeah.
So we're always
I feel like
Right.
that's the constant through hiker push and pull, right?
Yeah,
Is
exactly.
like once you're in town for a few hours, you're like, I'm
I
ready
wanna
to
be
get back
on
on
trail.
trail. But
Yeah.
like something about getting to town and having a cheeseburger that's
Exactly.
like that is enticing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we do a
and-
pretty good job of communicating with each other on trail and like setting expectations. I
Yeah.
think that's really important.
Was it difficult to adjust because you guys became an item on the CDT after that first hike, then transitioning that to an off-trail relationship? Because like you guys have to figure each other out. Doing it on trail, I feel like there's just fewer things to disagree on, but like figuring
Mhm.
each other out off trail is a much bigger
Yeah, and
ball
it's
of wax.
I think for us too, especially because we have this age gap and we were in kind of different places in our lives a little bit, or a lot in a lot of ways, kind of figuring out where we fit into each other's lives at home. Took a little bit of doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's been good. Like, yeah. Took a little figuring out, and then, yeah.
I think it's like that for any trail couple that transitions to home life. Like
Yeah.
it's going to be a challenge going from this, like, especially if it's your first through hike together, or like, you know, your first through hike at all. You're like also dealing with all different kinds of adjustment issues going home.
Sure. Okay, so give me two pieces of advice. One for aspiring couples who are both interested in becoming hiker trash. One piece of advice for how to manage the relationship on trail, and then the off trail component.
Yeah. I mean, I think like really important for a couple that's thinking about through hiking is communicate, talk about the things that could go wrong before you even start hiking. Like talk about your expectations. What's going to happen if one of you is injured? What's going to happen if one of you wants to get off trail? Like, no, kind of deal with some of those things beforehand, so you're not on trail like stressing out about like what's going to happen if, I don't know, we need to take a few days off or whatever, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. Have you guys had a situation where you start a trail together, someone gets badly hurt, then you have to decide like, am I bailing? Am I continuing on?
I mean, we haven't really had a situation like that where it was like one of us is going to stay on trail. We've had to bail on trails before, but we've always pretty much stuck together.
And that was something that you had discussed before getting on trail, or is that something that figured out like in the moment?
That was in the moment. Some situations you can't really plan for.
Yeah, sure. And who was the one that got off with the injured, or like who got hurt? What was the circumstance?
I think we've both had.
Well, I was thinking when we were in Peru.
Oh, we were in Peru. I got hurt. Yeah.
Yeah, he tore his meniscus in Peru, and we were like way out there, like
Yeah.
really far out there. So it was like obviously we both have to try to figure out how we're gonna get you home
Yeah.
together.
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah.
Oh.
What's the story behind tearing the meniscus?
Well, QB will say that I've been complaining about my knee since she met me, but my knee, something was matter with my knee beforehand. So I had hurt my knee, and I'm like, man, it's bothering me, but we'll go and do the trip, whatever. So we were down in Peru, and we did the Y wash, and then we went and we did this other hike that we were trying to do, and I like crouched down one evening, and I just like tore it. Like it was like, all right, I can't. And I had been hobbling for a few weeks, but I tore it, and then I was like really limping out of there. So it was like I told her, I was like, we gotta go home. I gotta get the surgery, because it had been like I potentially could have got the surgery like a month before we left or something. I was like, it's not enough time for it to. We got this trip coming up, whatever. And so we ended up. She's like, all right, well, if we get to this next town, which is only like 6 or 8 miles away, there's a bus that goes to this other town, and it was like a long bus, and this other town was like on the far side of the mountains from like any like
from like where we were based on closer to Lima, I think.
Yeah.
Which was still 10 hours from Lima by bus. So.
Yeah. So we ended up going to this town. I'm gonna butcher the name.
Pamabamba.
Yeah, Pamabamba, and it was great because we got there and there's like very few tourists, if any, and definitely we didn't meet it wasn't like any Americans were there, but the place was really cool. They treated us really nicely. There was like this big festival that was going on, and all these different like dance tribes were coming out of the mountains to like man, this is pretty good luck that we showed up here. And yeah, it was just like this big cool thing. And then from there we had to like, I don't know, take like another long bus ride to Caraz, right? and then ended up coming home. And I had to get knee surgery, which is a bit of a drag.
Yeah. So not like the kind of situation where somebody can stay on trail. And
Yeah, right. That makes sense.
Yeah, and we've had other like, oh, sorry, I just skipped this wire.
Are you good?
So we've had other things where we've had to like, I don't know, like maybe one of us isn't completely feeling it, or both of us aren't feeling it, but one more than the other, that we've ended up bailing on trails. Or another time we were in Europe together and we had like a family thing that we had to come home for, and it wasn't even like, this isn't even like a question, like if we're gonna, oh, you stay,
Yeah, right.
you stay, send me some pictures or whatever. It's like, no,
yeah,
it's like,
yeah.
like,
maybe if we were on a long trail, and it would be different. Like, you just hitch up to the next town and I'll hike on. But that's never really come up for
Yeah.
us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For the meniscus, did they remove it?
no, I got it trimmed.
You got trimmed,
And
yeah.
yeah, the doctor did a really good job, I guess, because I mean, I've been like, it took a while, but I've been back to hiking and running, and
Yeah.
you know, probably a little slower than I was. But
Sure. I have a portion missing in both of my knees, and like generally speaking, my knees are doing really well, but I'm just worried that the day, like it's a matter of if, not when. So yeah,
Oh, so yeah, you had them trimmed.
both of them. Yeah, I
Okay.
tore ACLs in both knees, and part of that was also having damaged meniscus. So yeah, knock on wood, I'm doing all right now,
Yeah.
but I'm just waiting for the day for that to go bad. I'm wondering, does having a chunk of the meniscus gone in one of your knee, does that run through your brain with all the running that you do? Because like I feel like I limit my running because I feel like that's just gonna wear them out faster than other things.
You know, I really haven't thought about it until you just brought it up. So.
Well, you're smart. You stay lighter than I do, so it's less of a toll on your knee compared to me. But
We try.
with how busy you guys are, it's I'm sure very easy. Okay, got a lot of stuff on the trail resume here. I guess tell me about the honeymoon road trip.
Honeymoon road trip. We did there. That
We
was in
did,
2020.
Yeah, we did a bunch of stuff. We were trying to like in 2020, so we were trying to like do a lot of loop hikes. So we ended up just like kind of going all over.
Oh yeah, so we wouldn't have to hitch.
Yeah.
That's right. So originally we were supposed to go to Venice, and we're flying to Venice, and then we're gonna do like 2 or 3 months in Europe, right?
Yeah.
2020.
Yeah. I know how that
Your
story
grand
ends.
plan.
Yeah.
And then yeah.
You
so
did
then,
the Cohos Trail.
yeah, Cohos Trail is in northern New
Cohos.
Hampshire. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you did that? That was like a pre.
Yeah, it was right before our wedding. We
Yeah.
did that.
We've talked a lot about, I feel like every trail that's existed. I don't know if we've actually talked about this one at all. Give us the rundown on this, because I feel like this should be a more popular trail.
The Cohos Trail.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Yeah.
I mean,
It goes from like it starts in the Presidential Mountains, in the Whites in New Hampshire, and then it goes up to the border. So it's about 160-ish miles, I think. That could be totally off. I don't know.
yeah, no, that sounds about right. Yeah,
We did it in like 6 days, which is probably a little bit too fast.
for comfort.
Yeah, but it's kind of cool. It's a cool trail. I mean, there's it's goes by a bunch of areas that we would never have visited in New Hampshire otherwise. So
Yeah.
I think that was kind of cool.
Is the trail pretty well marked aside from the section in the Whites?
No, I don't think so.
No.
I don't really remember if it was what. It might be totally different now, though. This is 5 years ago.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, like at the time, I think they had like one shelter. It was nice, but it was like, you know, maybe it's built up more since then. But remember up north in like, where's it, Pittsburgh? But it was cool. It was cool to see that part of New Hampshire, because I grew up in Massachusetts. You know, I'm only a couple hours from the White Mountains, and I always thought that like New Hampshire ended at the White Mountains, but there's a whole nother whatever it is,
Mhm.
you know. And there's some, I don't know, Pittsburgh is a cool town. I think we went to like, there's a couple other towns that you can kind of go through. Colebrook. I might be misremembering the names. But yeah, the Cohos Trail. If you're
Yeah.
looking for something to do in northern New England,
Yeah.
and you've done a bunch of other stuff, that it's worth getting at.
Yeah. Would you recommend it over something like the Long Trail? Maybe.
Long Trail's hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the Long Trail is like definitely a more scenic trail, like a more traditional through hiking experience, I think.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if I would say like if you've done the Long Trail, you've done the AT through those sections, the Cohos Trail's pretty cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Soft endorsement. The Sawtooth honeymoon loop.
Is that what it's called?
No.
That's what it's
that what
got-
it's
that's what it's
called?
in
I
my
got that-
notes. I think Sarah might have been getting romantic with the name.
No, we just we did a loop in the Sawtooths. It was great. It's
Yeah.
beautiful. The Sawtooths are a really cool mountain range, and we just we looked at a bunch of different places where we were going, and we could just made some loops. Not like any particular
Yeah. We were like
loop that exists,
Yeah.
but
yeah, we kind of wanted to just like explore some different areas, and it was like at the time it wasn't like people weren't through hiking,
Right.
so we were gonna go and get into these mountains, and Sarah's made like a big loop because that's she runs the show, like she says what we're gonna do. Like, all right, that looks good.
Yeah.
And yeah, we did a loop in the Sawtooths, which is you've been to the Sawtooths?
No, this is a area of interest for me because 2 years in a row I've had very concrete plans to go hike. Last year there were the fires in that area, and then this year I had a very small window to make it happen, and I got like viciously sick the week I was supposed to leave for it.
no.
So
Oh, bummer.
yeah, it's still at the top of my domestic bucket list because every photo I've seen looks amazing. But that's why I'm super curious about this one.
It was
some really good lakes.
Yeah.
yeah,
Did
good
Did
swimming.
you do a version of there's the Grand Loop and there's the Wilderness Loop? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You just went and drew a line on
Pretty
the,
much,
the
yeah.
trails
Yeah.
out there. Yeah.
I think it was a
Much is our
figure
style.
eight.
Figure eight.
It was a lollipop loop.
I don't know. All right.
Yeah.
Good swimming, and like right near there, I remember there's just like some awesome hot springs.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Oh, I remember, we ran into some dude, and he's like, Queen Bee. It's this guy, he had given us a ride. We were hitching we ran into him up in the...
On the Hayduke in Hanksville, he gave us a ride.
Yeah, that's
and,
cool.
and he was like, "Oh, Queen Bee gave you a ride." Like we saw him in the Sawtooths, and we were like, where do these people come from?"
Yeah.
It's cool.
That's funny. The Loowit Trail?
Oh, that goes around Mount St. Helens.
Okay.
Yeah, so that one is...
We
ran that. Yeah, it's like 30 miles maybe.
Got it.
And Loowit Trail's cool. We could have probably done it where we got up to the summit. This never happened. But it was really hot when we were there. And it's pretty dry. It feels like you're on...
the moon.
And then you get to this spring at we were probably like 25 miles in, and we were probably like out of water or whatever. I don't remember the mileage, but I just remember just being like as thirsty as I've ever been in my life.
Yeah.
And we get to this spring, and it was just glorious. It was like...
There's like flowers all around it. Like,
Yeah.
like the trees were like, oh my god.
It's
this
like
is
the
amazing.
Garden of Eden, right? And there's like little waterfalls. It's like, it's the best
Bunnies
water.
hopping,
Yeah.
butterflies.
Yeah.
Basically,
fluttering.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. How does the Loowit Trail compare to something like the Timberline Trail?
I would say that I think the Timberline Trail would be more scenic because you get more like... I don't know, Timberline Trail's like a little bit harder. But if you get a little bit less time, just do the Loowit Trail.
Sure. Yeah.
And I'm sure people backpack it, but I don't know what the
deal is.
Yeah, I don't know what the deal is for like
Yeah.
camping or whatever,
Yeah.
permits and all that.
What's your guys' longest trail run?
I've done 100. And
50 is probably my.
yeah.
For something like 100, how much of it are you actually running?
Not that much.
Not 100.
I paced him for the last 35 miles, and we probably ran about like 2 of those.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. And this is a organized race, I'm assuming?
Yeah, it was outside of Zion, so it was Zion 100. I did it in 2019, the spring, and it was great.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I'd started as running was kind of like my thing before I got into hiking, but I'd always like wanted to like work up to 100, and like it did it. And QB and my parents came out, and they each paced me for different sections. Like my parents are both runners, and it was really cool. So, and then QB did the last 35 miles with me.
That's quite the chunk to pace someone.
Through the night.
Yeah.
On no sleep.
Yeah.
So
How is his demeanor for something like that compared to like the average day on trail?
It's pretty good, better than you'd expect.
Yeah.
The only thing is he was like, I'm not hungry. I'm not going to eat anything. I'm like, you can't not eat something. 30 more miles.
Yeah,
to
your
go.
nursing instinct kicks in.
Yeah, you just got to take care.
Yeah.
of him,
And you did a 50?
We've done a couple of 50
Okay.
50 mile races. Yeah.
Which were those?
There's one right near us called Stone Cat, which is like a local race, which we run pretty often. That's really fun. And then we ran the Dick Collins 50 in California. That's in Oakland. And you've done a few others.
Yeah, I did a few others. I did one in Colorado called the North Fork 50. That was, it's actually like on the Colorado Trail. I did this, it was the first 50 miler I ever done. And it's really cool. It's like.
Which section of the Colorado Trail?
It's out of Bailey. So it's
Okay.
the very beginning. So like
Yeah.
Buffalo Creek fire.
Where the fire station is. Anybody who's hiked the Colorado Trail.
Yeah. But it actually, the race is, the proceeds like benefit the local fire department.
Oh, that's cool.
The wildfires and stuff.
Yeah. Is there any non-obvious advice for somebody who has done a lot of backpacking that wants to transition into longer distance running like you guys done, or is it just like just run?
Non-obvious.
Yeah. Like, does your stretching routine change, or like maybe like your fueling technique?
No, we
or-
don't stretch. No, I mean, I think that people sell themselves short, like in general. It's like you can do it.
You're
Yeah.
capable of a lot more than
Yeah.
you think. But I think it's a really common thing, though, that there's like that through hiker to ultra running pipeline.
Sure.
You
Yeah,
just end up on the trails after a race. I think it's actually a really good way to transition back into
Yeah.
regular life.
Sure.
Post trail, start
for
make
sure,
sure you stay
yeah.
active, run
Yeah.
Yeah,
if you can.
If
Yeah.
you're coming back from a trail, and I've always done this, is like coming back from like a long trail, like the best thing you can do is have like a race that you're going to do in a couple months. And then you got to get back to it, because you can just, you have a peacetime mission. If you just come back and you're running all the time, it's great.
Yeah.
And then you have something that you're working towards.
That's great advice. Not only
Thanks.
obviously because it keeps you outside and like physically fit, but like I feel like for a lot of people, so much of what is attractive about through hiking is having like that goal to aspire to, and like when you come back and you don't have that, like you can have like the loose idea of just like staying fit and staying outside, but I think having like a specific race to train for is a really good idea.
I tell people that you should try to do that. Yeah. And so we just met like a bunch of hikers on the Colorado Trail. And we're like, oh yeah, you guys should all sign up for this race we're doing. It's like, hope they do it, but
Yeah.
people are like, I don't know if I can. Like, I don't know if I can. It's like you've been basically doing like a marathon a day out here.
Right.
If you like put in a little bit of effort, you can guarantee you can run. If you want to do a 50K, that's 31 miles.
Yeah.
Or you're not like, it's so much different than you running like a road marathon, because everybody knows about a road marathon.
Right.
And you're like, oh yeah, what's your time or whatever. But if you're running like trail ultras, and it's a lot more relaxed.
Yeah.
And if you come from a through hiking background, it's like it transitions so well to be able to go and.
Yeah. I ran quite a bit after the PCT, and like for me, once you get past like the initial shift of just like it's slightly different muscle usage running from backpacking, like your cardio endurance is so good. Like once you get past that initial hump, like running's actually pretty easy. At least that's the easiest it's gonna get without like months of dedicated training.
Yeah. True.
Yeah. Do you have any races upcoming?
Yeah, we're doing the Dead Horse 50 miler in Moab in November, which is cool because we got a bunch of friends that are like all signed up for it. And,
You don't stretch at all? That's crazy.
No, I stretch. I'm just I'm like, oh yeah, I better do like, I don't know, because I started like, after I got my knee surgery, I stopped like really like trying to stretch like my quads and stuff,
Yeah.
But I probably should. Yeah, for a while I was doing yoga when I was younger, but no, I don't stretch that much.
Yeah.
I guess stretch more.
We should stretch more.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like probably most backpackers are like, do as I say, not as I do. Do you stretch on trail? Like while backpacking? I'm
Occasionally.
getting a lot of
It's not something that
nonverbal
I'm like.
communication on that one.
I do a lot of like rolling out my legs. Like I use my trekking poles to roll my legs. Yeah.
Yeah.
My calves. Yeah.
Yeah, my calves get pretty worked, so I'll like try to massage my calves pretty good. And
That's about the limit.
Yeah, fair. Wonderland Trail, we've talked a lot about that in the podcast. Three Sisters Loop, South Sister.
oh yeah,
That's
that's
not
cool.
too exciting.
Nah, I mean, if you've done the PCT, you've done half of the Three Sisters loop,
Yeah.
and then that's like the South Sister is cool.
Yeah. What about backpacking in the Wallowas?
Oh, the Wallowas are beautiful.
Where's that?
That's northeastern Oregon.
Okay.
So we actually were driving, like, I don't know, towards
Olympic National Park from the Sawtooths. And we were like, oh man, what mountains are those over there?
Yeah, we just saw these like beautiful peaks, and we're like, so then we like looked it up, and then we're like, all right, we'll get back over there.
Yeah.
So then we ended up over there, and similar deal, like QB made like a 5-day route, and really, really beautiful area. And it's under, like, I would say probably underused. There wasn't many people out there.
Mm-hmm.
So QB, am I discerning correctly? You're the schemer for the adventures, like you're the one deciding the routes.
I mean, I'm the one that can read a map, so.
She's got a lot more useful skills when like she can cook dinner in the backcountry. She can set up a tent. Yeah, we got specific roles.
Yeah.
He blows up my sleeping pad, so that's really helpful.
Oh, this is the relationship advice that I'm looking for. Like, how do you guys divvy tasks? What about splitting gear?
We don't share a ton of gear. I mean, we split our tent, obviously, and we have one pot that we used to cook out of.
Oh, yeah.
But we don't have a ton of, like, mutual gear, I guess, other than those two things.
Yeah, somebody asked me that recently. It was like, do you guys, like, share stuff? And I was like a toothbrush? Like, no.
A double-sided toothbrush?
Yeah, we dig, like, one big cat hole, and, like, no, that's not true. But,
Very efficient.
Yeah.
No, but actually at first, when we hiked the CDT, we both carried a tent the whole time.
Yeah, just in case.
QB had a good that's our exit strategy.
How do you decide who's carrying the tent now?
Oh, we split it up.
We do like a freestanding tent, so it's got like fly body poles, and we just split it up pretty evenly by weight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you guys hiking together throughout the entire day? Do you split up and have rendezvous points?
We pretty much hike together. I mean, we hike within like a shouting distance probably of each other pretty much the whole day.
Oh, we have like call signs. Like we have like a certain like, we have a whistle that we do. So not shouting, but
yeah.
But yeah, I would say that we started hiking like really close together when we first through hiked the CDT, and that was just for like safety reasons for going through grizzly country. And we walk like a remarkably similar pace. Like,
yeah, but we're not like always like right up each other's butts. We're just like, I don't know, sometimes we'll be like walking like, you know, close to each other, but we're both listening to podcasts or whatever. Yeah. I mean, but we would, if we are planning, if we're not hiking right together, which does happen sometimes, we always have like a specific spot that we're going to stop at. Like, all right, I'm going to meet you here. And if I'm not there, it means that somehow you got in front of me or I got behind you, or because that's happened before where it's like, you know, you have a rendezvous spot with someone and you don't realize that they passed you while you were digging a cat hole or whatever, or something like that, and then you're just confused the rest of the day. Like, where is this person? You
think you're chasing them and they're behind you, and it's like that happens to lots of like hiking partners or couples or whatever. It's like, it's happened to me before, and it's like, it's scary. It's like, where is this person? Or like,
have you guys seen the there's like the backcountry walkie-talkie thing where if like you're within I don't know the exact distance, but a certain distance, like you can communicate with each other. Have you guys thought about testing one of those out?
A walkie-talkie?
I mean, I guess a walkie-talkie is that there's like a specific like for the backcountry.
I used walkie-talkies once with a partner. It was awesome. It was really fun, but I don't think we'd do that now. No.
We use them on rafting trips.
And
they're great.
Yeah. Between the boats. Yeah.
Yeah, unless somebody drops it in the water.
Yeah. Ruby Crest Trail.
Oh, that's cool.
It's just like we've done a lot of just really short hikes that are that's in Nevada. That's like a pretty short hike. We did that as like an out and back, just to get back to our car.
Yeah.
And that's beautiful also. It's like very like a little mini Sierra back there.
Yeah. I feel like you can tell how deep someone is down the backpacking rabbit hole once they start backpacking in Nevada, because like it's come up a handful of times now where like really accomplished backpackers feel like Nevada is kind of like an uncovered gem in the world of backpacking.
I want to see more of it.
Yeah.
Like we have some friends that just did the Hot Springs Trail, and they said they're like, you guys should go to Nevada.
Yeah.
I don't know. It looks, I mean, from what I've seen, it's great.
Yeah.
But we've only like driven across it a couple times, and we've done the Ruby Crest, and I don't know, maybe some other smaller things.
By some metric, it is the most mountainous state in the lower 48. I forget what the definition of that is.
They got lots of hot springs.
Yeah.
Like right after the Ruby Crest, there's like a hot spring right there, and it was cool.
Oh. Then next I've got on the
Oh my goodness.
chronology here is actually with me. This is where I first met you guys. I don't even remember how long this was. I want to say it was like 60 miles? 80?
Probably like 70 miles or so.
Yeah. A chunk of the Collegiate West, which was your then third time in that section.
Yeah.
That was our third time, and then we just were there, so that would have been our fourth time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was cool. It was the three of us and Jabba and our friend Pear. We actually were just up at our friend Pear's house up in Fort Collins.
Pear, that's right. Yeah. I can remember the face. I would have had trouble with the trail name, so thanks for the memory. I know it was in September. Was it like mid-month? Because we got blasted, or the mountains got blasted with snow like the day before
right
we got
before
out
we
there.
started, yeah.
Yeah.
It's really pretty.
Yeah. Because we went right after. So the two of us and Pear went and hiked Huron afterwards, and it was like covered in snow.
Yeah.
So, right?
Yeah, it was like mid-September.
Yeah. Early, even by Colorado standards, that was like an early snowstorm. I remember we got to Leadville, like once you first started getting a peek of what the mountains were going to look like. I'm like, ooh, what is the trail going to look like once we're out there? It was actually beautiful. It was perfect.
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a funny story about Jabba on that trip. Remember, he was like, oh, my feet hurt so bad, like I need different shoes. Remember that?
Yeah.
Do you remember he was like going to get off the trail at Cottonwood Pass?
Oh, yeah. He was probably just looking for an out. He's just like, I want to get out of here. And then I was like...
You had an extra pair of shoes or something?
No,
what happened?
I was like... Oh, he was wearing like the Ultra Lone Peak high tops, right?
I don't remember what it was exactly.
And I had the same size shoe. And
you guys
something-
swapped shoes.
we
That's
swapped
what
shoes,
Yeah.
It's gross. I mean, for both of us. But, and then he's like, all right. These
That's
are better.
funny.
Solve the problem.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's funny. And then I guess after that hike, you guys got into some canoeing?
Yeah, we did. So that was after we went up to the Boundary Waters. So we were driving home basically, but we went up to the Boundary Waters in Minnesota and Ontario, and we had a couple friends were doing like a similar road trip. They were coming from New Hampshire and then driving out west, and we met up with them. We did like a 10-day trip in the Boundary Waters, and Boundary Waters is beautiful.
I would imagine being that far north, and we're probably pushing October. Was that cold?
Yeah, this was October.
It was cold. Yeah, it was. I mean, when it was raining, it was cold.
Yeah.
But it was so beautiful. Like the leaves were like peak foliage. There's really not that many people out there at that time of year. There's no bugs.
That's
which
a
is
big thing. Yeah, because
For the
people
Boundary
complain.
Waters.
Yeah.
And we did like 10 days. Yeah, it was.
My
Really
father did a
beautiful.
trip there, like, I don't know, 30 years ago when I was a kid, and he has not stopped talking about it. And I was like, I got to get to this place and check it out.
Yeah.
So, and I ended up going and, like, oh, yeah, Boundary Waters. It lived up to the hype. The place was beautiful.
And then you guys decided to do the PCT again. What was the motivation there?
Well, we didn't do it together the first time. We're like, oh, it'd be nice to do it together.
Yeah. Yeah, that was basically it.
And we just love, we love it so much. It's such a great trail. I mean,
Yeah.
how beautiful it is.
Yeah.
And, yeah, I mean, you can't recreate the magic of a first through hike of any trail, but it's so different the second time around. Like,
It was great. Yeah, we, I don't know. We,
You guys are both in very good shape. How long does that hike take for you?
that took 105 days for us. Yeah.
Job and I were killing ourselves to do it in 100. Like you guys just casually do it in 105.
I think we were putting in some effort.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes me feel a little bit better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think those 5 days really make a big difference.
Yeah, sure. That's where it got easy. Yeah.
Yeah, but that was great. And a lot of people are like, not a lot of people, but like some people are like, why are you doing this again? And I was like, if you have to ask, like, you don't get it.
Sure.
It's like, well, like, this is the best.
Yeah.
PCT is the best. Come on.
If I were going to redo a very long trail, it would 100% be the PCT.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm always more of a head scratcher about the people that repeat the AT. I mean, this is just for me. Like, I understand anyone who wants to repeat anything, but like redoing the PCT over and over makes a lot of sense to me. Like, that's just such a magical trail. Grand Canyon, is that a hike, a rafting trip?
Oh, we did a rafting trip in the Grand Canyon. So after we did the PCT that winter,
Was that with Mac again?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How'd you guys meet Mac?
We met him on the
CDT.
CDT. Yeah.
Right away, like he was, he started maybe the day before us. So we had met him, and his crew, Mac, Moist, and ahl-pah, we met them like right at the beginning, and then we didn't see them again until like Wyoming.
Yeah.
And then we hiked with them for a fair amount, like through Montana and stuff. And then, done a bunch of adventures with them.
Yeah.
But yeah,
He just put in for a permit, like for the river. So you need a permit. They're really hard to get. It's like a lottery. As you put in for them, you get a higher chance every year. And he just happened to get one right away the first year. So he was like, I'll just start putting in for them. Like, I'll learn how to raft.
Yeah.
And then by the time I finally do get one, I'll have some experience.
Yeah.
And then it was like, no, right away. He got the permit. Which is like, is a pretty I feel like a typical thing, like, for him is like, I'm gonna find like the biggest thing that I can do with this activity. Like, I'm not just gonna start with hiking. I'm gonna through hike. If I'm not gonna just raft a river, I'm gonna raft a month in the Grand Canyon.
Yeah.
like the ultimate trip.
Yeah.
And I've heard that one is like very off the map. Like, you're off the grid for, what is it, 3 weeks?
30 days.
30 days. Damn.
Yeah, in the winter. You
Yeah.
can do 30 days, up to 30 days.
And like, obviously no cell service the entire time.
No self-service.
Does it feel like you're going to the moon at any certain point? Like, I
it
feel
does
like
kind of feel like you go through like a portal into a different
Yeah.
It's
universe.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you recommend it to someone that's in the through hiking culture to?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Right.
And then get a permit, invite us. You know?
Yeah, actually, if you should start
Would you do
putting
another
in
round?
for permits. Well, we've done another round.
Oh, you have?
Yeah, no,
Mhm.
and I would do another round. Like,
Yeah.
it's the Grand Canyon rafting trip was like, I would say when the first time we did that was like the closest that I ever felt to like doing my first through hike. It's like, this is amazing. Like, how, like, I want to do this every year.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm.
But
And that whole group, for the most part, was we had like a couple of people who knew how to raft, and then the rest of the group was pretty much like through hikers and hikers. So,
yeah. So we had limited rafting experience as a group compared to other groups on the river, which is usually it's like a bunch of guides and stuff. But this trip was like people with lots of outdoor experience, but limited rafting. So we had like 5 people that could row the boat. So these are like big oar rafts with one person in the middle, right? It's not like when people think of whitewater rafting, some people think of like, oh, there's like 6 people on the side, with paddles. So this is like one person be in the middle. So we had 5 people that knew what they were doing enough to get us down the river.
Yeah.
And then
And how many boats?
5 boats.
Okay.
So they each were a captain of a
very
boat.
Got
little
it.
room for
Yeah.
for
Yeah,
error
yeah.
there.
So then we had 16 people total, and that's like the max on the trip. And it was great. And then, so QB and I didn't really know anything about rafting at the time. Like, we had like, you had to like hitch on rafts in the Hayduke. So we had been on
A couple of sections of the river we had been just
Like-
on rafts for like a little bit.
yeah, like just whatever. But we had been like a part of the Colorado River briefly beforehand. But then it was awesome. So we didn't know what we were doing. And then, by the end of it, we felt like pretty good on the oars. And then since then, we've done a handful of smaller trips where we got better on the oars. And then we had a chance to do the river again. Mac got the permit again in this past winter. And we each captained a boat and went pretty well.
Wow.
So, yeah.
You went from novice to captain in a
Yeah.
2-year span. That's
Yeah,
pretty cool.
yeah, basically, yeah.
How intense do the rapids get down there?
Some of the rapids, they're definitely more intense than others, but it's a good. Some people say it's a good learning river because it's a pool drop, so it'll be a rapid and then like a flat pool where the water is calm for a long stretch, and then another rapid and then flat pool. So even if something does go wrong, necessarily, that you have a chance to like get everybody back in the boat and flip it back over, and you don't have to worry about like some rivers where it's just like rapid after rapid after rapid. Yeah, I don't know. It's
How much what's the weight of supplies per boat for a 30-day trip?
Pretty heavy.
Yeah.
his boat started off the lightest and ended up the heaviest.
Oh, yeah.
Because he was on the
I carried the poop boat. I rode the poop boat.
Yeah.
Ship boat.
Does that give off an odor?
No, not in the winter. I
Okay.
mean, not like.
Even in the summer, I don't think it's that
Yeah.
too bad. They're in,
Actually, we don't know that.
Yeah, we don't know. But it's like you start off with a bunch of empty ammo cans, and that's what you use as your toilets, the groovers, they call them.
Yeah.
And you had just a whole boat full of empty ammo cans at the beginning, and then fill them up.
Yeah, I was also in charge of snacks, which doesn't really gel with the poop boat or whatever.
Yeah, I want to keep those in opposite ends of the boat line. Is the food like just what you'd eat typically on a backpacking trip, or like are people bring? No,
it's way better. Like we went through a company and they did all the food, which is like kind of typical, especially like trying to organize food for 16 people for 30 days would be pretty impossible. So, but they they give you like a full menu and eat way better.
And is this like you're cooking over a fire, or these are dehydrated meals, or what?
You have like a kitchen, so you have a full kitchen setup, like pots and pans and like a 6-burner stovetop or 8 burners.
Wow.
I don't know, big stove. So you cook all kinds of stuff. Like in the beginning, it's more fresh food, so you have like salmon some nights, steak, and then like as you go, it starts to be more like chili and like things out of cans.
A lot of beans.
Still, a lot of beans
towards the end.
A bean heavy trip.
Yeah. No, but it's great. And then so what you do is you split into like. Well, this is how we did it. I don't know how other rafting groups do it, but we split into like 4 teams of 4, and then, you have certain chores, like you're on cook duty that night, the next morning, and then maybe the next day you're in charge of breaking down the groover or whatever, and then you have a couple days off. So you're with your basically your chore team for
the whole trip.
Yeah, which is great.
Breaking down the groover, what does that entail?
It's actually pretty simple. Like the groover is, so the ammo can, and then there's this like a toilet seat that you slide onto it, and then if you're on the groover team, you have to it's important to find like a good spot. It's usually like every campsite along the river has like, all right, this is the groover spot, we just have to find it, you know what I mean? And then it's kind of
there's like a designated spot, so you want it to be scenic,
Okay. Get an epic dump. I get that.
Exactly. Right, you want to be visible to other rafters that are coming by, but not to your crew if they're eating dinner, you know what I mean? But yeah, river trips are fun.
Yeah, breaking down the groover, it's like you want to give it a good shake, settle everything to the bottom, put a little bleach powder on there, close it up, lock it down. Yeah.
Bleach powder, okay.
Close it correctly.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Give it to Endless.
How heavy does that get by the end of the trip?
We have like something like 15 of them, so they don't get too. They get.
Got it.
Yeah.
Manageable. Maybe 30 pounds, maybe 40 pounds. I don't know.
Yeah. How long are the days? Like, is it sunrise to sunset in terms of how long you're on the water? Or?
Well, I think because in the winter you have 30 days, so you have so much more time. You're not on the river for as long. Usually it's maybe 5 hours of being on the river. In the summer you have 16 days to do the same amount of miles, so that's going to be you're going to be on the water a lot longer. And the days are shorter in the winter, so you need to keep that in mind too, so you don't want to be
Plus you're in the canyon, so it's like the days are even shorter if you don't have like the sun behind the canyon wall or something.
And it must be cold as hell. Yeah
The first trip we did in 21 was cold, and then we did one this past winter in 20.
Same time frame, but it was just so much warmer, way more manageable.
How cold does it get in 21?
At night, I mean, we'd wake up with everything like frozen. The buckets of water and stuff would be frozen. But during the day, it would be pretty good. 50, 60 degrees during the day, maybe.
Okay.
But cold at night.
And you're allowed, in the winter, you're allowed to collect driftwood. So we carried like a wood burning stove. And then we had fires every night, which was really great.
Yeah.
And then other than that, I don't know if people take stoves down, or you can only bring so much wood from the beginning. It's like you gotta.
I mean, in the summer it's like 110 degrees, so you really don't want to have a fire.
Tell me about the ahl-pah-MY-oh / Santa Cruz Trek.
Oh, that was what is that?
22.
Yeah, that was where I hurt my knee. That was after the Y-wash. We went and we did this. This is like an invention of QBs to go do this thing, and that's where I hurt my knee.
Got it.
And then we had to bail from that, but.
And this was in
Peru.
Is in Peru.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. So before that was the Y-wash where you had run into Twinkle and Grace.
Yeah.
I guess give us the run through of the Y-wash.
The Y-wash is so beautiful. It's like one of the guides said to us, like, oh, there's only one Andes, and it's really true. It's so beautiful. You start with like a 10-hour drive from Lima to Huaraz, which is like kind of the base camp for the Cordillera Blanca, the Y-wash, and then you take another bus or hire like a private car to bring you way out there to the Y-Wash. It's really high up. You start right away at like 10 or 11,000 feet. You're camping up at like 12 probably every night.
Yeah.
So you want to like get some acclimation done beforehand. So we went like a week early or at least like 5 days early, and just to acclimate. And it's an interesting area because there are a lot of guided trips out there. So I think most people that do that trek do it with guides, which means you're going to have donkeys and like big dome tents that like your guides cook you dinner in and stuff. But we did it without guides, which I mean I would definitely recommend because it gives you a lot more flexibility and
it's cheaper.
It's cheaper. And it's totally doable. Like you definitely don't need to have guides to go through those areas.
Yeah. Are there designated campgrounds or?
Yeah, that's like that was one of the drawbacks for me is like you have to camp in kind of specific spots, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those things where I think if you get out there into certain places, I think the most important part is when you go through each area, you have to pay a fee for the area to use the areas. So they want you to camp there and pay the fees. But no matter where you camp, you're going to end up paying the fees either way. So I don't think, I know other people who do it will camp in other areas, but we mostly tried to stay in the designated campsites.
Yeah.
But I think you can do it either way. Just pay the fees.
Yeah.
It's incredible. It's like, I mean, once you're up there, the whole thing, it's not like, there's not connector trail, there's not like boring stuff. It's like you're doing this big loop and it's like epic mountains everywhere and you're high up. It's really pretty.
Glaciers, you're seeing like the glaciers like breaking off and falling into lakes.
Yeah. Wow. Bright blue lakes everywhere.
Yeah.
Place is cool.
Yeah. That sounds awesome.
Highly recommend.
So you did the Oregon Desert Trail or a portion of it?
Yeah, we did half of it. We did the western half of it. And we went out and attempted to do the whole thing. That was our plan. And it was tough. I would say that
it was kind of a tough run for us. Like we had
we had the knee injury the year before in Peru, and then on the ODT, which is cool. There's lots of like really interesting places, really beautiful places. And we got to like French Glen, and then the second half of it I think has more highlights, or like the eastern half, but we didn't necessarily get to them. We got to just shy of Steens Mountain, and I don't think either one of us was feeling great. And they got a lot of snow on the Steens, so it was gonna be like really tricky to get through that, and we ended up just calling it. But there's some great spots. There was like, we got to this hot spring that usually
it was early in the season, so the road was closed to go out to it, and we were like, it's a big campground, huge campground, super popular, but we got there and it wasn't open yet, so we were able to camp there and like have the hot springs all to ourselves.
And we walked like all day that day, and it was like raining. We were walking through like knee-deep puddles constantly.
We're finding like arrowheads and stuff. It was a really cool area. So there's definitely some highlights on that trail.
Yeah.
We have friends that are going back to hike. They actually did the same thing where they stopped in French Glen another year, but they just started the second half now.
Yeah,
so
they're out
we'll
there right now. Yeah.
And that's mostly route, right?
No, it's actually a lot of like forest roads, like old roads, and there's a good amount of trail. There's definitely some route finding on there too, though. Yeah.
Okay.
And then there's
a lot of road.
The stuff that we didn't get to does sound really cool. It's like the Steens look awesome. The Pueblo Mountains, I guess, are a highlight that we didn't get to. And then there's like the Oahe Canyon, which is like the eastern terminus and stuff. It's supposed to be beautiful. So
any plans to clean up those miles?
I mean, got to do it all, right? Eventually.
Tell me about the Magna Via.
We're getting to this year now.
Yeah, that was this year.
And say that last word, friends.
We don't know.
The French
French-Agenia? Yeah.
French-Agenia, I think, maybe.
Yeah. Where is this?
That's in Sicily. So we were in Europe this past year. We did like 2 months in Europe. So we went to Sicily. We did like a pilgrimage walk through Sicily. That was really fun. It's not like a super popular pilgrimage, so it was cool to go through these sort of areas that don't get a ton of tourism in Sicily. These like small towns up in the mountains, not like on the coast. So
how did you pick this as a hike? Because there's so many like popular European hikes.
I think it was timing. We were looking for something to do that was like all right, because this was in May. We were looking for something to do that wasn't going to get like.
Well, we were planning on doing the GR20 right after, and we wanted to wait a little bit longer to do it into the season, so some of the snow would melt a little bit more. So we were like, oh, we'll do a trek, and like, oh, maybe we'll go to Sicily, and then we just like were like, Googling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What
Hikes
can
in
I walk
Sicily.
out here?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's cool. We ate like delicious pasta for like $5 a plate, like
That's
consistently,
nice.
and like
Yeah. All right.
excellent pizza.
My curiosity's peaked.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
right. It was the best pasta I've ever had in my life, like every day. So it was cool.
Yeah.
It was cool.
Is this trail road combination? What are we looking at
Mostly
here?
road. I would
Yeah.
say. It's like a pilgrimage style. So like
Okay.
more, there would be like trail, and then there would be like super overgrown terrazza, like old road. Like the idea is it's like these old roads that the Franciscan knights would go down, right?
That's cool.
So but the old road was always really, really overgrown.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And
No,
is
it was
this
cool.
camping, or like when I think pilgrimage, I'm thinking like hostel stays and that sort of
Yeah,
thing?
for the most part, it's like hostels and hotels for each night.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hotels like a room in somebody's house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was cool. And we went through some like really cool towns. Like we went through Corleone, which is like from The
Mm.
Godfather. And
Yeah.
Stuff. Like, oh, it's cool.
Did you guys watch season 2 of White Lotus?
Yeah.
Yes.
But it, right.
It's not
Don't get the
entirely-
wrong idea. It's not just much different from the
Yeah. Okay.
MVF.
Yeah.
But yeah, we did. That's a great show.
How long was this one?
We did it in 5 days. I would not recommend doing it in 5 days.
Yeah, that's
Maybe
aggressive.
like
What is?
I don't know, 130 miles maybe.
I see
Yeah.
164 kilometers.
Yeah, so like 120. I think it ended up being like 130 miles.
Yeah,
Yeah.
most of that time we just spent like converting kilometers to miles in our
Yeah.
head. Like,
Sure.
meters to feet. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you'd mentioned the GR20 in Corsica. I've heard that is a bona fide ass kicker.
Yeah, and
Agreed.
we did a sort of a similar thing where we were like, oh, it's okay. We can do 2 stages a day, right? Because it's in stages, 16 stages. So usually people do it over the course of 14 to 16 days. We're like, 8 days is fine. We
Yeah.
can do that, no problem.
Yeah, because if you look at the mileage, it's like I'm not going to do an 8-mile day or whatever. Like,
Sure.
But like maybe some days you should do an 8-mile day.
Yeah. That's it for somebody that hiked the AT in
Yeah.
80 days.
Right. It was a tough hike, and it's yeah, maybe an ass kicker.
Yeah.
And it's really cool. GR20, like, it's really cool.
Yeah.
It's cool. We did it the opposite direction people usually do it, which was good. It worked out good because we did it early in the season, and most of the snow is in the north section. So we were like, oh, we'll start in the south, give it another week or so to melt, and that worked really well.
Yeah.
Because the whole time people were like, oh, just wait till you get to the north. The snow is going to be horrible. It's going to be so sketchy. And
Yeah.
then we got there and we were like,
They're sketching
there's
me out.
no snow here
Yeah.
And
at
there's-
all.
Right. The north is like notoriously like much harder than the south. The south is still pretty difficult,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, and I don't know. And so then when we got there, it was like we tiptoed through like a little bit of snow, but it was almost all gone. I was like, so QB, it was her plan, was like, all right, we'll start here, and then by the time we get here, it's going to be like another week, and it's going to all melt out, and it's exactly what happened.
Oh, perfect.
So it was
Nailed
great, yeah.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know. It was tough, like, I thought the language barrier was a little tough, like, everybody speak French. We don't speak any French.
Yeah.
So
Which is fair because it's in France. So
Yeah.
Yeah, right. I mean, I don't
So we won't
expect
hold- we
them-
won't hold it
right.
against
I don't
them.
expect people to speak English, but so we did our best. It was a little tricky, but
Was there anything that required you to hike it that quickly? Like, are you trying to catch a flight on the other end, or like you just wanted to challenge yourself? Like, could you have slowed your tempo down if you wanted to?
yeah, I mean, no, we had a flight booked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, I had decided predetermined that we could do it in 8 days. So we had the flight booked. Yeah.
Oh, and so what you got to do is like, if you have reservations, so you have to camp in the same spot every night. There's a very like particular spot. You can either stay inside of a hostel or whatever it was, refugio, or you can camp. So we camped every night, and
It's cheaper if you book it in advance.
so we had all our stuff booked out ahead of time, which was,
So you were locked into those mountains.
ambitious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that type 2 fun? Like, was that fun at the time, or did you need a little bit of space to appreciate it?
I think it was mostly type 1, but like definitely some type 2 in there.
Yeah.
I was pretty stoked when we were done. I was awesome, but it was 8 tough days.
Yeah.
It was pretty grueling, I thought.
Coming from you guys, I'm sure that would have probably killed me. Describe to me why it's so difficult. Is it just a lot of elevation change? Is it technical, a combination?
It's a lot of elevation gain, and then there is a good amount of like scrambling ladders and chains and that, yeah. But just steep.
Yeah.
I mean, it's doable. It's just like, so people do it. A lot of people do it in 5 days because they go and a lot of guys run it like.
They'll run like with nothing, with like just a running vest. So
and then
it's much faster.
Yeah, every stop you get to, you can get everything
Sure.
you want. You just bring your wallet and like.
I mean, I just did TMB in 8 days. I thought that was like an approachable duration, but people do it in 19 hours. Like,
Right.
yeah, there's definitely
Right.
scales.
Somebody said that whatever the FKT was for the
It was like 31 hours.
GR20. I was like, are you gotta be kidding me? It's
Yeah.
like, no.
Really impressive.
Yeah, people are wild.
Would you do that one again?
I would do it again.
I got 2 different answers there.
I'm glad I did it.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would do it again. It was, yeah, I'd probably do it again.
If you had to do it again, how many days would you do it?
8.
I don't know, 12, 10.
Yeah. Some of the sections are more conducive to doing 2 in one day, I would say.
Yeah.
There's definitely some flatter sections, and then there's like harder ones.
Or at least do 2 a day. And what we did is like our first day we did like whatever.
We did 1.
We did like a not even 1, and then the second day we did like 3+, and we were like,
That kind of set us up for like just being like beat the
This
rest
is
of the
tough.
trail. Yeah.
yeah,
And then I saw that you guys had more time in Europe. Any
yeah.
trails of note there?
We did some hiking up in Norway that was pretty cool. They have like there's so much hiking up there, and the trails systems are so immense, but they have a couple of like highlight trails that they have marked out. It's called the Saga route that we did, and that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were in Croatia. We were hitchhiking in Croatia, and it was so hot. Like we were in a heat wave, and we're like, where can we go that's going to be cooler?
Yeah.
Let's go to Norway.
Yeah.
What's it like hitchhiking in an international country? Like, is it more intimidating because you don't speak the language? Does everyone there speak English?
No, I mean, it can be tough with communicating, but I feel like we would usually get picked up by other tourists.
Yeah.
Germans are very good at picking up people.
Yeah, we did a bunch of hitchhiking in Europe actually, and then Croatia was cool. We actually waited for a while at one spot, which is uncommon. I don't know. I think we have a pretty good luck hitchhiking. But we ended up getting a ride from these guys, and they were Ukrainian, and they were great. And they drove us, like, we ended up, they spoke Russian and we spoke English, so no, we didn't have a common language, but we went out to lunch with them. They, like, invited us to go back to wherever they were staying. They drove us for a couple hours.
That's cool.
Oh,
Yeah.
It was great.
Yeah, and we're just doing this all through Google
Yeah.
Translate.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah.
I'm seeing that the Saga route it's not an insignificant trail. It's almost 140 miles.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Are you cruising on this, or walk me through like what the terrain is like?
Yeah, it's definitely more cruiser than some of the trails that we did in like Switzerland and on the GR20. But it's I don't know.
You know what's cool about it is, and one of like the things that I wasn't crazy about in Europe is you can only camp at specific spots. Like we did like a week of hiking in Switzerland also. We did a few days in Slovenia, and great, beautiful places, right? Amazing places. Corsica too. And it was like, but you could only camp it. Like you can only camp here, and you got to pay money to camp here, and you know what I mean? And we were like, in the States, when we're out in like the Western United States, you can just camp wherever you want, which we love. But going up to Norway, they have this, and I don't know the exact.
Right to Rome.
Yeah.
It's like in the Scandinavian countries. I think Ireland also has it. You can camp pretty much, not wherever, like there's certain rules for it, but you can camp in a lot of places, even on public land, as long as you're a certain amount away from.
No, private land.
I'm sorry, yeah, on public land, of course, but on private land you can camp if you're a certain, like 150 meters or something like that from buildings. So
like,
it's much
Yeah.
more similar to like the style of hiking that we do here,
Yeah.
which we liked. So.
Are you guys dirtbagging the entire time you're in Europe, or are you doing any of like the traditional vacation style?
Well, I'll tell you what we did do that was kind of, well, when we were on Corsica, everybody takes showers and does laundry every night. I'm like, we didn't do that. Like we're not like it's like we're gonna put on these dirty clothes like right away, and they're gonna get dirty again. So we just whatever. But
different style out there for sure. But yeah, I think we were. I mean, such a big part of European hiking culture is staying in the huts and like and buying food at the refugios, and that just for us it's like we're just not willing to spend that kind of money on that part of the traveling.
Yeah.
So we're definitely dirtbagging a little bit, buying all our food at the grocery store, and
it's a good way to do it a little cheaper.
Yeah.
Like walking out of town with a baguette and like ham and cheese sandwiches.
Yeah.
But we also did like some other stuff besides just hiking in Europe, if that's what you're getting at. Like, oh yeah, we went to the Vatican. We went to Rome.
We spent like a week in Portugal, which is really nice.
Oh yeah,
just like kind of like the city stuff. Yeah.
Oh, we went to the Azores right before Portugal. We went to Terceira Island. That was pretty sick. And that's like from Boston. It was like a really reasonable flight. Yeah. And then from the Azores to mainland Portugal, like the flights are wicked cheap, right? Mm-hmm. And then we're in Europe, you know? I mean, you're in Europe when you're in the Azores, and then getting around Europe is pretty reasonable. But went to Azores, Portugal.
Did you consider the Fisherman's Trail at all? This one's been
in Portugal?
Yeah, this one's
we
been
did look at it, yeah.
Why did you decide against it? I'm curious.
I just think it didn't fit in with the schedule at that point.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I guess we could have done that instead of the
I think
Sicily
maybe,
route.
Instead of the Magnavia, for instance. But
next time.
Yeah. You can't do everything. That's the thing, right?
Mm.
Yeah. Has this kind of tipped off now an international curiosity? Because it sounds like you've done a lot domestically. Like, let's say, I'm assuming you're probably already planning for 2026. Like, are you looking international?
Not really.
Mexico. We love Mexico, but not as like a hiking destination, but going down and spend like a couple weeks on the beach or something. Yeah. But Central America and stuff.
Yeah. We're kind of in like I think right now we're thinking a lot about rafting. So try to see what we can do for rafting next summer. Put in for a lot of permits and see what we can do.
Give me a top 5 bucket list. Can include rafting, hiking,
a
general travel. Yeah.
Really want to go to Japan. It's definitely, that's one.
Yeah.
New Zealand.
2. I would like to spend more time in Central America. I went to Guatemala a couple of years ago to study Spanish, and I loved it. And I just think it's a beautiful country, and I want to go back there. So I would say Central America /
What about something like the O Circuit? Is that not off the beaten path?
What is it?
The O Circuit in like Patagonia?
Oh, I never really thought about it.
Okay.
Oh, well, for Patagonia, this would be number 1 for me. I want to ride a bike down there, but...
Do you guys do any of the long distance cycling?
No.
I rode my bike from Boston to New York like
He's
2 months ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're not interested? I mean, you guys keep yourself very busy on foot. That's not a fair question.
There's so much to do. I will be very supportive of any bikepacking dreams that you have.
Oh, yeah. So for like a top 5 bucket list, man, I don't think we're on the same exact page. Because there's a couple things that I want to do that QB is not interested in. And would say number 1 would be I want to ride a bike across the U.S., which I might do. Mm-hmm. And I want to paddle the Mississippi River. And QB doesn't want to do that.
We interviewed someone who had done it.
Yeah.
I'll have to dig up what episode that is. But if you're looking for additional intel, I can get you that.
Yeah. I think we know some people that have done it. Maybe.
It sounded dirtier than I was expecting.
Mississippi River?
Yeah.
Shocking, right?
Were you expecting it to be clean?
I guess, I wasn't expecting it to be clean, but the extent to which it was not clean was beyond what I was expecting.
Yeah.
I would say for a paddling trip that I probably could get QB to do would be the Northern Forest Canoe Trail, which is like, if you've heard of that, yeah. That's up in like, starts in New York and it goes to New England states and maybe into Quebec and then ends in Maine. And we know some people have done that. It's pretty rad.
Sweet.
So, I don't know. Yeah. So, I'm sorry. Our top 5
so I found the fight. You guys disagreeing on what the next trip is where you guys disagree.
Yeah, we don't know. It's a lot to do.
Yeah. Has the question of kids come up? Or I assume it.
This way they call you Badger.
I'm sure you get enough from your folks, or maybe you don't. I don't know, but
no. We get a bunch of nieces and nephews, and they're great, and we have a lot of fun with them. Like, and we have, like,
His brother lives right across the street from us, so we have nieces and nephews right across the street.
Sure.
Yeah. So
Really great. Really fun.
we have, like, access to hanging out with, like, our brother's kids,
Yeah.
which is great. And then we do cool stuff with them. Like, we took them on a little canoe trip on the Ipswich River, which is in Massachusetts, and it was awesome. But then it's like, we can also go and do our own thing too. And
Yeah.
they can,
I'm certainly not going to get
So,
a
yeah.
strong
Well,
campaign for me to.
I mean,
you guys
I'm only 43, so I don't know. Like, what's the hurry?
I think from your standpoint, there's really not enough. Like Clint Eastwood had a kid at like 80 something years old. Like,
I know.
yeah,
Perfect.
yeah,
That'd be a good age. Yeah.
yeah. No, I don't fault you guys. You guys are keeping
Yeah.
very busy, living the adventurous dream. Yeah, whatever you decide is awesome.
Yeah.
Sweet. I know you guys just obviously wrapped Colorado Trail. Anything from that you want to touch on? That was the fourth time through.
No. Oh, no.
I guess fourth time through the
For the collegiate
West.
West. Yeah, we were thinking about doing the Collegiate East this time around. We were like, oh, we'll do it. Well, we haven't done it before. We should do the Collegiate
Yeah,
East.
yeah. Next
And
time.
then by the time we got there, we were like,
Let's do the better option.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
so
yeah.
maybe next time.
Yeah, we did. So we did the Colorado Trail, and it was great. It's, if you're looking to do a trail that's like 500 miles and there's a lot of
A
bang
month
for your buck.
long.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like beautiful place to go hiking.
Really doesn't get much better.
Yeah.
Great towns. I don't know. Yeah, we did
It
that.
does have really good towns. Like all of the towns, I feel like along the trail are really, really cool.
Consistent.
Yeah.
And nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
And hiker friendly.
Yeah.
Depending on the weather draw that you get, I feel like the Colorado Trail is kind of the perfect trail because, yeah, it's just the best of Colorado. The towns are spaced well. The towns are nice. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, it really is a great trail.
Best thing, I mean, the most difficult challenge, I think, is trying not to get struck by lightning. And
We did a really good job of that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
nice. Good.
Success.
Yeah, well done. Well, sweet guys, you guys are the Thru-Hiking power couple, adventure power couple. We'll round up to that. We'll end with the Stay Salty question presented by Element. Use our URL, drinklmnt.com/trek. What is your hottest take in the world of backpacking or just outdoors at large? An unpopular opinion, maybe.
Okay, this is probably a pretty popular opinion,
Okay.
but I would say this. Public lands is something to give a shit about. And without getting too political, I think you should vote for the party that's going to protect the public lands. And that's that.
Yeah, good.
But I do have two other things that I do harp on.
Yeah,
recently.
this is the stage is
Tampons
yours.
should be free. I don't think.
Not necessarily a backpacking issue, but a great women's
No,
issue.
but
Yeah.
it's also a backpacking issue. I started thinking about this like a month ago. It's like we had like a 1-day resupply, and I was like, what did we spend this money on? I'm like, oh, anybody with a menstrual cycle should not have to be taxed, because of that. So I think that tampons should be free from the government or whatever, and I think that trains should be free too, or at least subsidized. I mean, it'd just be like a much better way to get around.
Yeah.
But I know that's not like maybe I thought of that on like I don't know. I think if trains were like $1 a ride, it'd be like way less people would be driving cars. It'd be way less traffic.
Sure, yeah.
And I don't know.
So endless 2028, 32?
Oh,
What are we
absolutely
looking-
not. No, I'm just saying, like, those are my hot takes.
Yeah, good.
I think he has enough hot takes for the both of us. But let's see, my hot take, it's not really a thru-hiking hot take, is it? But Albuquerque is the real mile-high city.
Albuquerque,
Sell me on Albuquerque. I've never been.
All right, we were just there, so this is why it's on the mind.
Okay.
But Denver gets this big rap for like, oh, it's the big mountain city. I mean, it's in the plains. You got to drive to the mountains.
That's fair.
It's true.
That's fair.
Yeah, we were down in Albuquerque. We were visiting some friends down there, and we were like, from our friend's back door, or front door, I guess, we ran into the Sandia Mountains, and like,
And it's at like 6,000 feet.
yeah, I think Albuquerque is higher than Denver,
Yeah.
but
That's why I settled in Golden. Denver was too far from
Yeah.
the mountains.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
I get it.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to knock Denver, but maybe QB is.
Yeah. Yeah. That's fair. We're Golden people here at Backpacker
All right,
Radio.
perfect.
Yeah. And where should people go to keep up with you guys? Social media, website?
I read a blog. Actually, I was a lot more consistent on it for a while, but I just started putting more stuff on there. And it's endlesspeacesummer.com. And Endless Peace Summer is also my Instagram. But
Yeah. Sara Hikes is my Instagram. I don't post on it. I don't go on it, but it does but it does exist.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thanks for sharing some tales, guys. Appreciate it. And good to see you again.
yeah,
Yeah,
likewise.
me too.
Thanks for having us.
And a huge shout out to today's title sponsor, LMNT. They are the best. I drank the shit out of it on the Tour de Mont Blanc. I drink the shit out of it pretty much all the time. It is the best. If I'm in the sauna, I will have up to 3 of them per day. All of the flavors are good. My personal favorites are the lemonade, which I don't know if we've made mention yet, but that's now a mainstay.
Oh, it is.
They introduced it as a seasonal flavor. They retired it, I think maybe because retirements are a good marketing strategy. And now it's one of the main staples. So
Maybe they'll bring out McRib next.
you got to bring out McRib and the Shamrock Shake, all the crowd favorites. But yeah, LMNT is the best, and you definitely need it you need electrolytes on your backpacking trips. I've had hyponatremia, and that sucks ass. So don't do that. Use our URL, drinkelement.lmnt.com/trek for a free sample pack with your order. Again, drinkelement.com/trek for a free sample pack. To the Trek propaganda portion of today's show. You've probably heard this news story, but I'm going to say it because it's important, and the more people that hear it, the more likely we get the outcome that we need. Is someone vandalized the Katahdin sign. Rangers are asking for your help. Baxter State Park law enforcement rangers are seeking the public's help to track down the person or persons who recently carved initials into the sign at the summit of Katahdin. The letters H, M, and JM were carved into the middle of the Baxter Peak Summit sign on Katahdin, reads a Baxter State Park press release posted to social media Thursday evening. Based on recent photos posted online at the summit, the vandalism appears to have taken place in late August. Just a very special fuck you from us here at Backpacker Radio.
I literally cannot imagine a faster way to make thousands of people hate you.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it had to have been done from ignorance. I mean, that's not even an excuse. Yeah, I don't know. But that's a really shitty thing. That's a very important sign for a lot of people. Not an easy mountain to climb. And to make it about you is just kind of the shittiest thing that you can do.
Major L for HM and JM.
Yep. Big time L. All right, kicking the Trek propaganda over to you.
Boom. All right, Trek propaganda time for the bloggers. Today we are shouting out Jen Brown. Probably have heard of her before, but she is a consistent blogger here on the Trek, and this is her Triple Crown hike on the PCT this year. She's been posting pretty much every single day that she's been on trail. In her most recent blog, she is on day 67 of her Sobo hike. It's called Saved by a Cache, and you're just going to see her going about her 0 day and then heading back out on trail and drinking from a lovely cache of water filled with cows. Shout out Jen. Follow her.
Yeah, Jen's a powerhouse.
Boom.
She blogged every day of her AT hike last year and is currently keeping that up on the PCT. I should get Jen on the podcast too.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're looking to wake up every morning and have something to read, you want to follow Jen.
Yeah. I'm not trying to think if I've even met Jen.
You've definitely met Jen.
Have I?
I feel like you have. I met her at AT Trail Days.
Yeah, but I was tied up.
Oh, you were MIA.
Yeah.
Dang.
I might have. My memory of this stuff is not very good. But yeah. Okay, question of the day. This one's easy. Window or aisle? I've been flying a lot this year, so this was top of mind for me.
Humble brag, okay.
Is it? I don't know.
I'm a jet setter. What can I say?
Yeah. Maybe at one point in my life that would have felt like a cool thing to do. I kind of despise traveling. I think I'm at my road trip era.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I'd rather be in the car.
I like the car.
Just because you got so much flexibility.
That could be a question of the day is like car,
road trip,
train, or plane.
Ooh, gun to my head. I'm still taking flying. I'm a big talker, but I also am impatient.
Yeah. I like the car because I have privacy, which is big. I don't feel like I'm surrounded by strangers.
Yeah.
I don't have to go through like the hassle of going through TSA.
Yeah.
This was not the question of the day, by the
No,
way.
but we're doing it now.
We're exploring this totally different topic. Yeah, I prefer the car. I also can play my music loud. And
actually, you know what? I'm officially going road trip also because I get to bring my dog.
Aw,
yeah,
nice.
Leaving Sierra behind is always a bummer for me.
Yeah, and if you're in the car, you're always near a window, which was my answer to the original question of the
There
day.
you go. Nice
Always
tie back.
window on a plane.
Yeah, why?
Because I like melancholily looking out the window, thinking about all of the people below me.
Why is that a melancholy thought?
Sonder, I don't know. No, I sincerely like the window because I'm tucked into the corner like a little cinnamon roll. It's just comfy, cozy. I also try not to drink a ton of water on a plane, so I don't have to squeeze by people.
Right.
So I can just hide in the corner like a small squirrel.
Yeah. I'm aisle for the exact reason that you mentioned, is I'm constantly trying to drink water, and I also just really hate, I don't know if it's bothering people or just like unforced conversations, but just like the awkward scenario of having to ask people to move for me to go to the bathroom is reason enough for me to go to the aisle. Also, as I get older, my knees are junkier and I just need the one leg flex out to be able to go into the aisle. That causes problems. I'm oftentimes like accidentally kicking somebody walking by, or like the food cart comes by and I don't even notice it. But yeah.
Are you a plane sleeper? Do you fall asleep on a plane?
No, I used to on every single flight, and I can't think of the last. I did fall asleep on the way to TMB, but on the way back didn't. Yeah, I almost never sleep.
Okay, see, I think that's the difference, because I'm a big plane sleeper. So if I'm passing out, I am curled up against the wall of the plane.
Yeah.
Or my head is just lolling back and forth.
Yeah, the window is definitely clutch for sleeping. I just can't. Good. Nice. Well done. Let's do these are just so straightforward. I love this. This is the Triple Crown of seafoods.
Big fan. Big fan of seafood. Love a seafood. Should I go first?
Yes.
Cool. I think we're going to go the easy route first thing. All right, seafoods. Is this anything that is in the sea and is food? We're going general? Or are we going specifically like anything that is like a small sea bug?
No, you can do anything that you want.
Anything in the sea?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I think we're going to go with the easy one. Salmon. I love me a salmon roll. I had it for lunch. Little sushi salmon moment. It's yum. Big fan.
Yeah, sushi moment. I'm now realizing we might have some conflict because I'm going more genres, although I guess some of mine are specific fish, but salmon's a good one. Would not have been in my top 3. So my first pick, and this might be kind of overlap, was sushi.
Oh,
I know that's kind of basic bitch of
That's
me.
many seafoods.
Yeah, I know.
But no, it kind of makes sense. Yeah.
Okay, I'll go more specific because you're right. That's kind of too broad. I'm going to go instead with fish tacos, breaded tilapia.
Oh, yeah, I love a tilap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like specifically cabbage, needs some sort of mayo-based
An
sauce.
aioli, if you will.
Yeah, I will.
Yeah. Big fan of a fish taco.
Yeah. When I'm near the ocean, because the seafood is not the best in Denver, shockingly, I just have to consume seafood until I'm sick of it.
I did find $1 fish taco here in the city that is actually really good.
Yeah? Where?
Yeah. I'm going to gatekeep it because I don't want the people on the podcast to know where it is.
You have to at least tell me after we're recording here.
Would you believe it's an Irish pub?
Is it the one on Broadway?
Yeah. Ungatekept.
Yeah. Good. My next one, I took notes and they disappeared. I don't know what happened. Did you hack into my computer?
Yeah, I'm a chronic
You
seafood hacker deleter.
You took my name and now my notes. For my next one, this is kind of so similar to my previous one, but if I'm speaking honestly, a Wisconsin fish fry.
Explain. What's the difference?
It's probably not too dissimilar to just like your average fish and chips order at any restaurant, but there's just something specific about the culture of the Wisconsin fish fry. I'm thinking like Northwoods has to be a Friday night. Everyone's at the fish fry on Friday night. Probably looking at cod and like a old fashioned or 3. But yeah, that's when I'm thinking seafood, more like lake food. I'm thinking Wisconsin fish fries.
Okay. This is making me think of like Detroit style pizza, like Cleveland style pizza, Chicago style. Is this like the Wisconsin style fish fry?
I think the reach of the Wisconsin fish fry is, if Chance were here, she'd back me up. I'll just say that. As someone from New York that I'm sure was exposed to a lot of seafood, the Wisconsin fish fry scene is like a real thing.
I believe you. I'll have to try it out.
To that point, there's a bar, I'm going to have to look it up, kind of halfway between Golden and Boulder that does a Friday fish fry.
Oh.
And I've never been, but I've heard it's very good.
This is a very Denver specific episode. I'm liking this.
Yeah. And Wisconsin. But yeah, those are my first 2.
Got it. Next thing is an oyster. I'm a big oyster culture girly. I like finding out all the different flavorful oyster varieties, and I like the ceremony of everybody sitting around and going, okay, 1, 2, 3, and like throwing back a little lobster, little oyster. Oh, that's actually my third one is lobster.
The lobster?
Yeah.
You Freudian slipped your third.
I did, yeah. But anyway, I love me an oyster. I think it's fun. I like to coat it in lemon and a little bit of hot sauce and throw it back.
Yeah. Is it oysters that it's supposed to be like the aphrodisiac, or is that?
No, yeah, I think that's an oyster.
Is that?
Yeah.
I'm not a big oyster person.
Really? Most people, I feel like, aren't.
Yeah.
They're really like snotty. If you have one bad oyster, I feel like you never want to have them again.
Yeah.
But if you have a really good one, you're hooked.
I wish I liked it because I like the culture around it. Like, I feel like anytime it's on a menu, it's at kind of like typically a nicer place. But yeah, I don't think I've ever had an oyster where I was like, that was a good time.
Put it on your to-do list.
Yeah. Figure out oysters. And 3 was lobster?
3 was lobster.
Another one I'm not a fan of.
Really?
We're definitely not ordering the same thing from the menu.
No, it sounds like it.
Yeah.
No, I love a lobster bisque, big lobster bisque. I like the ceremony of having a fancy little lobster, maybe for like a celebration. If it wasn't going to be lobster, it was going to be crab. But there's something savage about cracking open a crab leg.
Totally agreed.
Makes me feel like a caveman.
It's like eating a pistachio, like, but something living and screaming when you boil them alive.
The Venn diagram of things you crack open, pistachios and crabs.
It could be its own triple crown. My hot take is that crab is significantly better than lobster.
Mm-hmm. I think that's reasonable.
Yeah. To me, lobsters...
But one has culture. Like, I'm going to be wearing a top hat if I have some lobster.
No,
a lobster thermidor.
I remember after finishing the AT, my parents came out, my whole family came out, and we went to like a proper seafood restaurant, and I got lobster thinking like this was going to be the best meal of my life, and like, meh.
Huh.
And I've had it a handful of times more since then. Always meh for me.
And to celebrate your entire family coming out of the closet, that would have been a really beautiful lobster celebration.
Coming out of the closet? What's happening now?
That's what I heard, coming out.
Oh, yeah, that's right. No, it's we celebrate big events with lobster. Yeah, but crab is good.
Yeah.
Crab's got like a sweeter taste to it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, both.
Soak it in butter.
Yeah, both benefit from butter. Everything benefits from butter.
Hashtag butter benefit.
Yeah. My last one, I'm going to go with a poke bowl.
Ooh, good answer.
Specifically, mahi.
Just one mahi?
Mahi.
Yeah.
double the mahi. Yeah. I don't know how long poke bowls have been out. Like, if this is something that has entered the zeitgeist in like the last 5 years or so.
Maybe
but,
on like a popular scale.
Yeah, it was not in my purview until probably that time frame. And it was love at first sight for me. The combination of the rice, fresh fish, got some sesame seeds, cucumber. There's a ton of ways that you can dance it up. But yeah, poke bowls are the best.
Yeah, an easy go-to healthy meal if you're in an unfamiliar city. Just look up a poke bowl.
Yeah.
Big fan.
Though I will say I've been struggling with raw fish of late. This was just some random, I want to say Instagram reel or something like that, of some guy that was about to smoke some salmon. And so he had doused it in a bunch of spices, and a bunch of like worms were crawling out of it.
No.
And apparently that's true for like all raw fish.
Shut up.
Yeah. I have to dig up the clip,
know more.
But it ruined. I mean, I'm sure I could force myself to do it, but I will not be looking at raw fish the same way.
Oh my god, extra protein?
I think that was the top comment, honestly.
There you go. About
It was
the
like bonus
gains.
protein. Yeah.
Gosh.
So I hope we get emails about that one. People that are in the know about what's happening with parasites and worms and raw fish, because
If you're a parasitologist, please write in.
yeah.
Or sushi chef.
Because I know, like, when you make poke at home or sushi, you're supposed to be getting the sushi grade fish, and I think that's the reason, is it's just far less likely to have parasites, and I think a lot of people cut that corner. So I'm just wondering, like, are there a shitload of people out there with parasites roaming around in their stomachs because they're getting cheaper fish and eating it raw?
What is sushi grade?
I don't know.
What makes it different?
That's a great question. What is sushi grade?
Like, did someone just be like, this salmon could go into a sushi?
Sushi grade is not an officially regulated term, but a marketing claim, of course, indicating a fish seller's belief that the fish is safe for raw consumption, primarily due to being previously frozen to kill parasites according to FDA guidelines.
Marketing jargon.
Yeah. I feel like that's something that should be regulated. If this is like the process that goes into making it parasite-free, I don't know.
So if I just got like a slab of raw salmon, but it wasn't sushi grade, that's more likely to have parasites in it?
According to this.
Okay. If you're a parasitologist, please write in.
Yeah.
I need comfort.
Yeah. I mean, so when you cook it, you cook the parasites as well. So
Yes,
at that point,
supposedly.
bonus protein.
Mhm.
But yeah, eating it raw, no thank you.
I'm never trusting my fishmonger again.
Yeah, I'm out. Since seeing it, I have not gotten grocery store sushi. And I didn't want to make the comment, when you got grocery store sushi today.
Do me a favor and never say that ever again.
Yeah, sorry.
Thank you.
Sorry for ruining your life.
Yeah. While I'm at it, I quit.
Yeah. But you'll need the healthcare policy that's
Shit.
provided.
I forgot I said it.
Mailbag. Hi, I started listening to BPR a couple years ago when I first heard Daniel Windsor talk about his book Crunch, which I read. It has rekindled my goal of backpacking a through hike on the JMT. I heard of the PCT in 1983 and thought this would be an epic journey someday, but I really mostly love the Sierra and don't have the time or really the desire to do all of the PCT. Who knows, maybe completing the JMT will change my mind. For almost 20 years, I could ride my bike like a maniac, but if you asked me to go for a walk, I'd almost always say no. At 47, my left hip went bad and finally had it replaced at 53. At 57, my right hip took a turn for the worse. Pain was something I just thought I was going to live with for the rest of my life. It turned me into a grump, and I hated standing, not to mention walking. That doesn't sound like fun. But having my right hip replaced, I found not only could I walk, but I felt like I could walk forever. So I'm listening to your podcast religiously, literally, like church on Monday, and binge watching YouTube videos on hiking the JMT. Thanks for the terrific content and the personalities you bring to this work. Stay tuned, Tom Hoagie, like the sandwich, or the golfer, whichever you prefer. I had to look up the golfer, and this is somebody who golfs. I was not familiar with the Hoagie name.
I'm definitely not.
I looked to you.
You said, Jess, what do you think? Big fan of hoagie?
It was funny you talking about the sports culture at your previous job.
Oh,
and just
yeah.
how isolating that was for you.
Like, I'm not going to pretend to care about a sport I don't care about. The sports I do care about, I will sincerely engage with. But
what
I don't
sports
know.
do you care about? I mean, or not gonna, do you call hiking a sport?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
No. I'd say, like, when softball is on TV or, like, I'm at my local high school softball game, I care about that. Yeah.
Are there like professional softball players that you can name? Are there star softball?
In my prime, I could name them, but no.
I could not name a single softball.
I have been into tennis lately. My boyfriend's very into tennis. I'm into tennis. Oh, those I can name. Andre Agassi, he's one.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, who's the new ones? The fancy new ones?
I know the two guys because they're in every final now.
Yeah.
There's Sinner.
Yes, Sinner.
The Italian fella who looks a lot like Sigourney Weaver.
He looks like a Weasley, but he's also super Italian.
Yeah. And Alcaraz, the Spanish dude.
Yeah.
I've watched two. I'm not even a tennis person, and I've watched two of their finals matches. It is so fun.
Oh, time flies by.
They're incredible. I think they're single-handedly saving tennis right now because, they are fun to watch.
Next generation.
Yeah. But yeah, thanks to Tom for that email. Honestly, very heartwarming to hear that it went from standing being painful to you now love walking. That's awesome. 5-star review. I'll let you take this.
5-star review. Many thanks. This is from Trailhead Dan. Just wanted to say thanks to the whole crew. With kids the age mine are and a lack of recoiled backpacking infrastructure in our lives, my opportunities to get out into the mountains and trails for multiple days is limited. I spend most of my outdoors time trail running for as many hours as my family and job can handle it. But having backpacker radio to keep me company while I'm driving or performing yard work or the dishes or when I have to work deep into the night, I just need some friendly voices talking to usually interesting people about the kind of stuff that helps me to feel free, can make a huge difference in my week. P.S. It's totally a blessing when the guests aren't 100% barn burner interesting. Just wanted to add a little snark to my unabashed praise. I can't thank you enough for being out there and doing this. Thank you, Trailhead Dan.
It's a true fan of the show that says that it's a blessing when the guests aren't always the most interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Like, thank you. Sometimes the hosts aren't always that interesting.
Thanks.
That's shade on me, not you. But yeah, shout out to Trailhead Dan. Thank you for the very nice note. And you guys can hear your review on this podcast. Head on over to Apple Podcasts and leave us any number of stars.
Not 1, 2, 3, or 4?
Yeah, fucking nailed it. And screenshot your review. Send us a note at podcast@thetrek.co, and we will send you a Backpacker Radio sticker. I should have also flagged if you want to send us a mailbag. That's podcast@thetrek.co. Or go to backpackerradio.com. There's a mailbag form there, too. Thank you to our Chuck Norris Award winners on Patreon. That is Alex and Misty with Navigators Crafting, Andrew, Austin McDaniel, Bill Jensen, Brad and Blair from 13 Adventures, Brian Alsop,
Fables.
Carl Hood, Christopher Marshburn, Clint Sittler, Coach from Air and Outdoors, Eric Casper,
Defend the Ghost.
Eric Hoffman, Ethan Harwell Dunn, Jillian Daniels, Go Bills, Greg Knight, Greg Martin.
May he bring honor to his name?
No.
Oh, shoot.
Did I skip the... No, yeah, we were too early. Greg Knight, Greg Martin. Did we lose someone? McDaniel. Oh, I don't want to call somebody out for not being a Patreon supporter.
Oh, yeah, we'll have to redo that.
I don't know if they left or if that's an omission, but Greg McDaniel's always a legend, whether
Should we
he's
just
a
start
supporter
over?
or not. No, we're going to keep going.
Oh, okay.
Griffin, hey, would you bring me a beer? Haley Buckingham.
Palace.
Matt from Gilbert, Arizona. Patrick C. in Seattle. Rebecca Brave. Rural Juror. Sawyer Products. Spam. The St. Louis Shaman. Timothy Hahn.
Solo.
And Tracy Trigger. That was better?
That was better than the first one.
Yeah.
You forgot one.
Who'd I forget?
Rebecca Brave Heart, right?
Yeah. Say it 3 times now. Did I want to leave anyone out? Rebecca Braveheart. Rebecca Braveheart. Rebecca Braveheart.
Wow.
Give a little dead air so people can really soak up the
Absorb
Braveheart. Thanks to our guy Paulie at Old Man Murph's Coffee Roasters. Go to ommcr.com. Get yourself some delicious beans. You can follow us on social at Backpacker Radio on Instagram and TikTok, at BackpackerPod on X, Facebook.com/Backpacker Radio. You can follow Jess.
At Jess Hikes Trails on Instagram.
And yeah, Jess is churning out all the awesome content on the Trek socials at thetrek.co, at Appalachian.trail, at PacificCrest.trail. All the good stuff's coming out.
Yep. Better follow it.
Yeah.
So you can get more of me.
Yeah, that's right. Can never get enough Jess. Subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Follow us on YouTube. What's up, YouTube? And that is it for today's show. Thank you so much for listening, and happy hiking.
Bye.